I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the #1 Chief Rocker in Knicks Universe, your main man, Uncle Freezy. Welcome to the Knicks Morning Drive. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Man, starting off this morning already. Bro, love y'all, man. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? All right, let me check out something here. I got a tech issue already. I ain't worried about that, though. We gonna rock. We gonna rock, man. Y'all want this party started, right? Y'all want this party started quickly, right? Yeah, man. Throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. And if you got some loot and a stick of juicy fruit, somebody say, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Scream! Yeah, man. Let's get that chant going. Blue tears. Orange tears. Blorange tears. Let's go. Let's go. Get that energy up, man. Knicks fans, let's go. Knicks fans everywhere. Knicks fans worldwide. Get that energy up about this team that we love, man. Let's go. Let's go. All right. All right. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I see y'all this morning. Shout out to John. What's good, John? What's good? Big John says, on point with the topical for this morning show. Knicks Nation, salute. Salute. John says, I'm personally expecting the Knicks front office to move Fournier to make room for growth and competition amongst Grimes, Cam, and Quick. What's good? Kenneth Lane is in the building. What's good? Jerry Fitz. What's good? Mr. Fitz says, good morning to all. In my opinion, Fournier starts to play 28 minutes a game. IQ will back him up at shooting guard. Issue is only one, Cam or Grimes, will back up RJ, not both. One will be out of the rotation. Cam. Oh, boy, Cam. Cam, you got to have the camp of your life, Cam. David L., we stuck with guys all year. Most likely this way they can't ruin anything else. LOL. Let's go, Knicks. Nick P. in the building. Jermaine Royster was good. Bo Ismail's in the building. Was good. Master J3 was good. Nick P. I see you. David L. Boogie Down Bronx. We in the building. Mr. Vince was good. Mr. Vince is in the building. That's our guy right there. Mr. Vince, how you doing, man? David Parker. Jay Busby is in the building. What's good? How y'all doing this morning? Let me start this thing. I got to start this thing off right. I got to start this thing off with talk. Because I've been saving it for like a week or so. Right? Right? If you want to see the future of the Knicks grow, you have to allow them to compete with each other. Right? King Ribby in the building, Pudge Nice in the building. What's good? David Parker, what's good? Mr. Parker, what's happening? If you want to see the future of this franchise on full display, you got to let these kids compete for something in training camp. Okay? If you want to see what the future of this franchise looks like, you got to let these kids play for something. Right? It can't be one of them things, well, D Rose has a spot. Nah. It can't be one of them things like, well, Fournier makes $18 million. Nah. What I'm saying is that everybody should be competing, even Jalen Brunson. Everybody has to compete for spots, right? Everybody got to compete. Randle and Obi included. Right? What I'm telling you guys and gals, all 20 people that show up to training camp, because you know what I'm saying, you know they're going to bring in more people than they have roster spots to have people compete for roster spots. Everybody should be competing for roster spots and rotation minutes and starters minutes and roles on this team. Everyone. Right? And I know we say that a lot in theory. We're like, yeah, it's training camp. All spots are up for grabs. But usually we say that knowing that that's not true. Mike Boy in the building. What's good? Usually we say that knowing. We say that knowing that roster spots are not always up for grabs, because usually there's some politics attached to it. In this case, you're coming off a 37-win team. You didn't add a first-round pick. You didn't add a significant player in a trade. You brought in Jalen Brunson as your prize free agent in the offseason. Now what? You brought back most of the team that you wanted to play. Now, is Kemba here? No. Is Burks here? No. Is Noel here? No. Is Taj Gibson here? No. So there are some spots open for a young player if they can step up and take advantage of all the veterans that have departed. Right? And David L says, when Rose and JB not at point, it better be McBride. And Pudge Night says all politics on this team. And you know what? And that's the thing I want to get at. The training camp thing is essential in us finding out who can be here long term. Listen, man, you had an entire offseason to shed labels. You had an entire offseason to shed labels. You had an entire offseason to get healthy. You had an entire offseason to get stronger. You had an entire offseason to work on certain skills. Now training camp is right around the corner. What are you going to do, bad boy? Bad boy, what are you going to do? You had an entire offseason, and I'm not speaking to one specific player. Y'all know that. I'm speaking in general. Like you had an entire offseason to get healthy. You had an entire offseason to do skills training, to learn the playbook, to get stronger, to shed labels, all these things. Now training camp is right around the corner. What are we going to do? Right? Right? It's as simple as this. You go out, you got this training camp. It's probably one of the more important training camps we've seen in a while. Am I going to hit you with hyperbole and say, this is the most important training camp in Knicks history? No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But what I will say is, if you are a young player looking to establish yourself, this is a very important training camp. Very important. What skills are they going to bring to the table? Is RJ Barrett going to bring a consistent three-pointer back? That's important. Is Cam Reddish going to bring some defense back? Is he going to pass the basketball? Is Cam Reddish going to play unselfish basketball? Is Emmanuel quickly going to play unselfish basketball? Is Quentin Grimes going to play unselfish basketball? Is Mitchell Robinson going to show his improved touch around the basket? What does Hartenstein bring to the table? What has Obi learned during this offseason? You know what? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let me first start by, I want to put a poll in the chat. I'm going to put a poll in the chat. Right? I'm going to put a poll in the chat, and y'all tell me what is the most important aspect of the Knicks offseason. What Knicks player has the most to prove? What Knicks player has the most to prove? And y'all, if y'all watching this, man, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. White Falcon in the building. D'Angelo, salute, salute. Right? I'm going to do 4 options, and I know y'all going to ask me for 5. That's not how this works, man. 4 options only. What Knicks player has the most to prove to the organization? Well, not the organization. I'm just going to say the most to prove. And most to prove means most to prove to everyone. Everyone. Most to prove to the fans, to the organization. What Knicks player has the most to prove? Option number 1, Obi Toppin. What young Knicks player has the most to prove? What young Knicks player has the most to prove overall? To the league, to the organization, to himself. All right, option number 1 is Obi Toppin. Option number 2 is Cam Reddish. Option number 3 is Quentin Grimes. Option number 4, I don't know. It's between RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly. It's between RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickly. I'm going to put RJ Barrett. Man, y'all please smash that like button, man. Subscribe to the channel. What young Knicks player has the most to prove? Obi Toppin, Cam Reddish, Quentin Grimes, RJ Barrett. Bim. There it is in the chat. Man, y'all put y'all votes out there, man. Y'all vote for who you think has the most to prove. What young Knicks player has the most to prove? Right? Not what he has to prove, but the most to prove. Right? So the poll is out there in the chat. Y'all let me know what y'all thinking. Yo, shout out to White Falcon, Chris B. What's good? DDS is in the building. Sally is in the building. What's good? What's good? Lamar Jackson is in the building. What's good with you? Hey, Lamar Jackson, appreciate your patronage on Patreon. Appreciate that. Bronx Kicks for Life is in the building. All right, let me get down to the nitty gritty because I think this thing is going to get heated. This thing is going to get heated, and I'm not trying to get this thing heated for the sake of having heat, but the conversation about these players is important. Personally, I think the most intriguing training camp battle is between Mitchell Robinson and Isaiah Hartenstein, right? Because Hartenstein is a very good backup that wants to be a starter, and Mitchell Robinson is a fringe, in my opinion right now, a fringe starter holding on to his starting job, right? Yeah, Worldwide L is in the building. Salute the Worldwide L. Worldwide L is in the building. DP was good. Mitchell Robinson versus Isaiah Hartenstein is the classic case of one guy that can do it all at an average level in Hartenstein. Hartenstein can do everything on a basketball court at an average level right now. He's good at some stuff. His numbers say a certain thing. I'm more wait and see on Hartenstein. I'm not in the Hartenstein hive yet. There is a Hartenstein hive, though, brewing, lurking, waiting. Am I in the Mitch hive? No, Mitch, you got to show me something. Big boy, you got to show me 10 and 10, 12 and 10. I respect you. I love you as a player, right? Love you as a person. I find Mitchell Robinson's personality fascinating. I like Mitch, but when you talk about a hive, you got to believe in the player also, in the basketball player. I'm not there yet. Bodega Wi-Fi is in the building. What's good? Mitchell Robinson versus Isaiah Hartenstein. What are their strengths and weaknesses? I think Mitchell Robinson is a devastating offensive rebounder. Mitchell Robinson is a devastating shot blocker. Mitch is a devastating finisher. What is Isaiah Hartenstein? Isaiah Hartenstein is a kid that can do everything at a base level. Can he get better? And when I say everything, I mean everything. Everything. He can screen. He can rebound. He can defend. He can block shots. He can switch defensively. He can knock down open shots. He can pass. He can do all those things. But at this point, I don't know if any of those skills are an elite one. Does Hartenstein have an elite one? We spoke about rim protection. Yes, in a small sample size. You know what I'm saying? And he's got a good number of possessions. But before we say he's the next Jokic, let's see him in a Knicks uniform. Okay? Let's see him in a Knicks uniform. CWC is in the building. What's good? CWC out here living his best life. Chat, let me know how do y'all feel about Mitch versus Hartenstein? How do y'all feel about Mitch versus Hartenstein? Chat, how do you? Jonathan Green says Mitchell Robinson. Pudge Nice says Hart should start. White Falcon says Hartenstein surprised me with how productive he is. He's very, very productive. Mitch is limited. Bim. Bodega. Wow! The shock of the day. Oh my God. Bodega Wi-Fi. No, you didn't. What? Okay. Okay, I see you. I'm not judging. I'm just shocked. I'm not judging. People have the right to their own opinion, right? I'm shocked, though. Bim. That is the cosign of all cosigns right there. Bim. David L says iHeart did all of that on the bench. Yep. Mr. Vince says Hartenstein will beat out Mitch by the brick. Wow. Okay. Wow. Training camp is definitely going to be interesting, to say the least. Coach says he's an elite rim protector and a very good passer, especially for a big. Shout out to Coach. Coach was good. Good morning, Coach. Good luck today, man. Wow. CWC says Randle will do great with Hartenstein on the court. He can shoot and other things too. Okay. Coach says either way, we have a solid choice at the 5. At least there's one position that's solidified. Right. Flathead says, I can't wait for the season to begin. My favorite time of year. Yeah, man, me too. Worldwide L says, I guess the people that's promoted him got people on board. Right. Yeah, man. Oh, yeah, I forgot the merch shop. Let me do something real quick. I'm gonna disappear for like 30 seconds. I'm gonna disappear for like 30 seconds. I'll be right back. Yeah, man. This Mitch versus Hartenstein thing is going to be the real deal, man. It's going to be the real deal, man. I got so many tabs open. Let me close some of these tabs. Why do I have so many tabs open? Let me close some of these tabs. And then let me also do this. What's the description at? There we go. Just want to show y'all some stuff, man. This swag shop is crazy. I love it, bro. This swag shop is bananas. This swag shop is bananas, man. Let me see. There it is. This is what I want to show you. This is what I want to show y'all, man. So Philip Santiago, thank you for the generous contribution. Philip Santiago says, I will be happy with the offseason as long as we trade Randle and Fournier. Hopefully we can swing a trade for SGA. If not playing the kids this season, playing the kids this season is a must. I agree with you, Philip Santiago. I agree with you. Here's my question to you, though, and thank you for your generous contribution, right? Okay, so for one, what are you looking to get in return for Randle and Fournier? Right? 2, what are you looking to give up for SGA? 3, if you can't do all, if not, Playing the kids this season is a must. What are you looking at getting from playing the kids? And I understand that's a lot of questions, but you made a dope comment. You got to live with it, bro. You made a dope comment. I got to ask some questions about it. It is what it is. It's a part of a dope conversation. So I appreciate the generous contribution. But the thing I appreciate more is the dope comment that you sent and the questions the statements that you made. That's dope. That's dope. I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate the generous contribution. Appreciate you helping the channel. But I really appreciate the fact that you mentioned something smart here. I will be happy with the offseason as long as we trade Randle and Fournier. That's your opinion, right? That's what you want. That's a want. That's what you want, right? But here's the thing that intrigues me. Hopefully we can swing a trade for SGA, right? What are you willing to give up? Are you willing to give up some of your young pieces and draft picks? If not, playing the kids this season is a must. I got you. I got you. I got you, bro. I got you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Appreciate that generous contribution, man. The Mitchell Robinson, Isaiah Hartenstein thing is real, bro. I think it's real. I don't think the result is going to come out the way that we anticipated. Right? I don't want to forecast. I don't want to forecast, but I do want to speculate a little bit. And no, they're not the same thing. Forecasting is making a prediction, you know what I'm saying, based on historic data. I don't want to forecast, but I will speculate. I think Isaiah Hartenstein is going to make Mitchell Robinson step his game up. I think Mitch regressed a little bit last year because the backup center didn't play last year. Nerlens Noel wasn't enough to push Mitch in practice. I think Isaiah Hartenstein is going to push Mitch in practice. Cameron Von Sleep is in the building. What's good? So Cameron Von Sleep says, truthfully, playing the kids equals tanking. Maybe one day some content on what teams in the East Obi could start for, or what teams would give him a start. Maybe, right? Maybe we let me ask this: is playing the kids really tanking? If you're looking to develop the kids, and if you feel like playing these kids is tanking, is that an indictment on the coaching staff or on the kids? Because if these kids, if we consider the kids that bad, where if we play them, that the team is basically tanking, should we just get rid of all these kids and start all over from scratch? Because you don't want to play the kids and then feel like we're tanking. Right? If playing the kids means we're tanking, that means these kids are no good. Right? And I know they have to gain experience. But there's a difference between playing the kids and having them learn, and playing the kids and feeling like you don't have a chance on any night. If you play these kids and you feel like you don't have a shot, that means these kids are bad or not as close to being good NBA players as we thought. Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that. Bronx Kicks for Life says, gotta have good balance in minutes. Bro, too much, bro, too little. Yeah. All right. So the Mitchell Robinson, Isaiah Hartenstein thing to me is intriguing. I think you got to get something out of that. They're about the same age. So You got to get something out of that, right? Right? You got to get something out of that. You in theory, you want iron to sharpen iron. In theory, that's what you want, right? In theory, that's what you want, right? All right. What do you need to see from Obi Toppin versus Julius Randle? What do you need to see from Obi Toppin versus Julius Randle? What do you need to see from Obi Toppin versus Julius Randle? King Ruby says a trade. Obi shows who he really is at the end of the season. Randle needs to be gone. Okay. What I'm going to say to that is this, everybody. This is what I'm going to say to the Obi Toppin Julius Randle thing. Julius Randle has already shown you that he's taking this thing serious, right? Julius Randle has already been seen in public shredded up like a He-Man doll. Julius Randle has taken this thing serious. Already, Julius Randle looks like a He-Man doll, right? Already, Julius Randle looks like he's about 235, 240. Julius Randle has taken this offseason in terms of physical conditioning. Julius Randle looks like a stud. He does. There are multiple pictures out here that show Julius Randle looking in like he's in peak physical condition. Right? Does that mean his skills have gotten better? I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to get to this. I'm going to get to this, but I want to go through the matchups first. I want to get to the matchups first. What I expect from the Obi Toppin Julius Randle thing is for Obi Toppin to come in and have more of a physical presence. I expect Obi Toppin to add power to his title. I expect Obi Toppin to be a high-level rebounder, and an impactful defender this year. That's what I expect from Obi Toppin. Now, am I expecting Obi to change his game? No. I expect Obi to be the same player, just adding rebounding and rim protection to what he already does. Sorry about that, y'all. I expect Obi to be a better rebounder, a better rim protector, while still doing the same stuff that he had been doing. Will all of that come to fruition? We'll see. It depends on how much Obi wants to play. Obi, if you want to play, bro, you got to do these things, bro. If you want to play, you got to do these things. Right? If you want to play, if you want more minutes, you got to do these things. Because now there were no longer backup 5 minutes. Thank you. As he sips the brew. Thank you. Do I think Obi will supplant Julius Randle? Hell no. Do I think Obi can carve out more minutes? Yes. 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 My prediction for Julius Randle this year is the every other year Randle. Every other year, great Randle. Like bad Randle, good Randle, bad Randle, good Randle, bad Randle, good Randle, bad Randle. My expectation is that Julius Randle will be an all-star this year. Julius Randle is going to average about 25 a game, going to get you about 12 rebounds, going to get you about 6 assists. He's going to make the all-star team, and the Knicks are going to challenge. The Knicks are going to challenge for a real playoff spot. Philip Santiago, thank you for the generous contribution. Philip Santiago says, we have to play the kids to see what we truly have in them. I would trade Randle and Fournier to the Lakers, Hornets, or Suns. They have to be moved. Sorry about that, y'all. Diabetics go through this up and down blood sugar thing. So I had to get some sugar real quick. Y'all know how it is, man. To the diabetics going through the everyday struggle. Blood sugar be going up and down, man. Gotta take care of yourself. Philip Santiago, thank you for that generous contribution. Philip Santiago said, basically, what he's saying is you have to play these kids, see what you got. He says he would trade Randle and Fournier. And quite frankly, I think Philip Santiago would want to trade Randle and Fournier to any team, but Lakers, Hornets, and Suns seems like the most logical teams. That's what I gather from that. I don't think Obi Toppin is a threat to Julius Randle at all. At all. I don't think Obi is a threat to Randle. I think if Randle is a Knick, he's going to be 24, 12, and 6, maybe even 7. And that is with Jalen Brunson. I think Randle's going to put up superb numbers with a decent point guard. And I think RJ will also. But what does that mean for Randle? What does that mean? I'm sorry. What does that mean for Obi? If Randle is 24, 12, and 6, what does that mean for Obi? I mean, I think for Obi, that means Obi probably is going to be about 14 points a game. Probably, I'm thinking Obi is 14 and 7. You know. White Falcon says Obi Toppin is 35 years old, 7 months and 7 days. White Falcon, that's what you meant? Obi Toppin is 35 years, 7 months, and 7 days old. And G. Robinson says, no way Obi will get playing time to average that. Here is where I disagree, G. Rob. Where I disagree is you don't need minutes to necessarily score better. Like, you don't need an uptick in minutes. Everybody needs an uptick in efficiency. And I think where Obi will thrive is in the uptick in pace. Because we all notice that Obi is a leaker. He a cherry picker. And with the rule adjustment, I think teams are gonna. Obi Toppin is gonna be the major benefactor of the new NBA rule change. For once, a Knick is gonna benefit from an NBA rule change. Bodega, is that your dog right there? That's a dope avatar pick, bro. That's a dope avatar pick. That's a dope avatar pick. And Paris Douglas says it's a positionless league. Obi plays plus basketball. Man, I don't disagree with that. I think Obi is going to be the benefactor even more of that this year. Right? White Falcon says Obi plays better than Randle at power. Come on, man. We can't do that. We can't just play favorites, man. Let's just be down the middle. Let's be down the middle. For example, I'll give you an example. I'll tell you, I'm going to give you my homer take. This is my homer take, right? This is my homer take. Trade all these kids except RJ. Get some people in here that's going to help RJ take this team to the championship. That's my homer take, right? RJ is the best young player the Knicks got, and the best young player the Knicks have had in a long time, right? Go get some young players that's going to support RJ Barrett, right? That's my homer take. That's my homer take. I don't care who it is. Get all these young cats out of here, except Cam. Cam Reddish and RJ are the future. RJ at the 2, Cam Reddish at the 3. And just rock. I don't care who plays the point. I don't care who plays the 4 or the 5. Get them out of here. Right? Trade. Matter of fact, trade these all them other young kids for Zion. I want to see RJ, Cam, and Zion. That's what I want. That's the homer take this morning. Right? But back to real life. Y'all hear how ridiculous that sound? Y'all hear how ridiculous that sound, right? Y'all hear how, the reason why I say that is because of this. The reason why I say that is because of this. Man, you got to give all these kids a chance. You can't play favorites, man. Mike Boy says, where's Mike Boy comment? Mike Boy says, make up your mind. Right. But this is the thing. Mike Boy, it's not that. I'll be down the middle. I'm down the middle on it. I did the weird homer take to give you an example of what people have been telling me. We playing this down the middle. Like with me, I like all the kids, right? I want all the kids to get a chance. But the homer takes are like, yo, Obi is the GOAT. Really? Hey, East Blue Drew. Nah, listen, man. I understand the thing. Yo, I said that as a homer take, right? As a homer take. That's not really what I want. Ultimately, what I want the Knicks to do is play these kids, see who can play, find them some crown gems, and build around those crown gems, and go win us a championship. A lot wise was good. What I'm saying is I get hit with the homer takes, and then when I say a homer take, people are like, "Yo, you sound crazy." Well, just imagine you doing a show and you reading 6,000 comments every show. Imagine reading 6,000, 6,200, 6,300 comments of homer takes. Now, everybody in the chat is not a homer. And quite honest, to be quite frank with you, if you're a homer and you got homer takes, bring them on. But what I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is, Coach said you free till 12, like you? Okay. Let me put this thing in the chat. Okay. Just putting the link in the chat. Okay. All right. Yeah, man. And so what I'm saying about the homer takes is I don't begrudge you. I'm not judging you on the homer takes, but think about when I'm where I sit, I view all the takes, right? I read. I try to read as many comments as possible. Sometimes I don't get to them all because every now and then somebody will say something so different that I'll just focus on what that different thing is. And sometimes I miss some certain comments or whatever. But what I'm saying is sometimes when people make an outlandish, or not outlandish, let's say bold, when people make a bold homer take, and I read them like, right? Otherwise, happy birthday. Otherwise turned 17 yesterday. Hey, next year, man, you'll be 18, otherwise. Yeah, man. Bo Ismail says, hey, it's okay to be a Obi homer. Now, it's okay, man. Listen, if you're a Knicks fan and you're a homer, hey, man, I'm happy for you. I'm I'm not begrudging you either way. What I'm saying is ultimately just if you are a homer and somebody else is a homer and it doesn't align with you, don't be mad at them for being a homer when you know you're a homer yourself. Bim, shotgunners in the building. Coach, what's good? Yo, man, what kind of hoodie is that, bro?
Huh?
What kind of hoodie is that?
Oh, this custom made.
That's fire. That's fire, bro. That's fire. Bim. Bim, fire. That's fire, bro.
I'll be trying.
Yeah, how you doing this morning, man?
Man, I'm on the clock with it. What's good, man? Chilling, man. Getting ready for these kids, man. You know what I mean? These kids go to school tomorrow. You know, I work at a school, so you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. We talking about training camp battles.
Talk about who?
Training camp battles.
Oh, yeah. I seen that. I don't know, man. It's a lot, man. I seen the poll. Besides RJ, I feel like definitely Grimes, man. He got a lot to prove because him being in the trade. You know what I'm saying? Well, they did offer him though. They offered him in the trade, but I feel like he got a lot to prove because if he was the holdup, a lot of Knicks fans is gonna look at him like, okay, you know what I mean? This is year 2. What you got? You know what I'm saying? So I think he should win the starting battle though over 48.
Yeah, he should. We'll see.
How you know this morning, Uncle Freeze?
Good, man. Hey, Jay's a life, bro. Jay, I got one right here. It's just sitting by me. It's just random.
That's what I'm talking about.
I want him to a funeral Saturday.
Oh wow, sorry to hear that.
Man. Yeah, I had to jump, man. It's been crazy around here, man. But yeah, man. Hey, Coach, can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just getting my grub on real quick.
Get the grub on.
I got a couple hours before I gotta go back into my orientation. So I'm gonna rock with my fam. I'm gonna get on cam once I get done slamming these biscuits and gravy I just got.
Yeah, man.
I'll get on cam after that though. I'm here.
Yeah, man. Hardwill, how you doing, bro?
Yo, what's good, y'all?
Hardwill.
Hey, Hardwill.
Where were you last night, bro?
Yeah, hey.
What y'all did last night?
We was just on rocking. But hey, but listen, I got this young stunner. I got this young stunner who can debate his behind off, bro. He gonna be a star on Blorange Tears. So we trying to get this Blorange Tears debate league thing back up and running. I gotta get rid of this belt, bro. This belt is ridiculous, man. I gotta get this belt out of here. I done took it to Atlanta, Georgia, to Atlanta Hawks game, Knicks and Hawks. Walk around, people calling me champ. What's up, champ? You know I'm a big dude, right? So when people see me walking around with a championship belt, they say, "Hey, champ!" Oh, hey, y'all. And I took it to Charlotte, North Carolina. I took it to Atlanta, Georgia. I was gonna take it to Orlando, but you know the trip got canceled because of a lot of different things. But I got to get this championship belt out of here, bro. I got it. Let me grab. I'm gonna grab it real quick.
Let's get it going. You know, I'm better than I was when I did my first debate. You know what I'm saying? Now I know more basically what it's more about. It's about sport takes more. I was trying to do too much in my first debate. I was joking around, rapping, all type of craziness. It was crazy. But I still pulled it off. I still was victorious from votes. So I got one win already. So, but I'm ready for my next debate. It's gonna be straight to the debate, like straight to how you go to a debate, not just about, we got to be on the topics. And I think Freezy got to put some more rules down to it, if you ask me, moving forward.
Yeah.
So it could be understood how everybody got to really to the topic, or you know what I'm saying.
You gotta make it like chess. You gotta have a timer. Boop.
Yeah, exactly, something like that.
Not what
But
it
I'm
is.
down.
Every time we make rules, somebody complain about the rules. It start getting all feminine and shit. Every time we put rules down, cats start complaining about rules because they can't win, and not just be the best dog, man. You know what I'm saying? Just be the best dude. Like you know what I'm saying? Like how you and Stafford Don was you know what I'm saying, was doing y'all thing. You know what I'm saying?
Just do whatever. Whoever the fans vote for, the fans vote for. That's it. If you go out there and do some crazy, that's on you.
How well they keep coming at me talking about change the rule. Man, you need to change. I need more than 2 minutes to talk. Really, you want me to change the rules because you need more than 2 minutes? Or they'll be like, yo, the debate league, you got to make it on Saturday nights. And then when I put it on Saturday nights, people are like, man, I can't make it, man. Me and my girl went to the movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, we just gotta basically, whoever's in it, you just gotta schedule around. If they commit to be there, then they gotta be there. If they don't be there, then they take an L.
They just taking an L. I'm not getting ready. Look, man, I'm not getting ready to change my life around because you went to the movies with your girl. Sorry.
You wanted to catch the $3 movie with your girl, right?
Yeah, sorry. Yo, what you want me? Yo, legit, you want me to change everything in my word around because you want to go? You know what I'm saying? Sorry. If you're a debater, you're a debater.
Mm-hmm. Facts. I agree.
But shotgun, check this out though.
Yes, sir.
All you got to do is beat Hardwell.
Oh man.
All you got to do is beat Hardwell, and I will send this to your house.
But it's not just me and Shotgunner though. It's not just there's gonna be more people.
Yeah, I got smoke with King and G. You know, we got a love-hate relationship. That's my boy. But
that's a call out. I think that's a call out.
No, we don't. Yo, the people champ like, who is Shotgunner? You might feel that way, but he don't feel that way.
Okay. You know me, you nickname me Shot Smoke, so I bring the smoke, so it's whatever.
I'm just saying. I'm just calling it like I see it, bro.
But Freezy, it can't be against me and Sha because I already got one win, so he got to go in against somebody, or you got to have a couple other people come in, and then whoever get a win go against me because I got one win.
No, can you recall the win?
Yeah, so I gotta set the league. I gotta set the league back up because what it is people do that yapping like, Uncle Freezy, you got my belt. You know what I'm saying? You just been supposed to send that belt to my house, but they ain't never debated nobody.
Right. They scared. They scared of the smoke.
Yeah,
and that's the key, Sha. If you even battle, win or lose, it just shows you ain't scared of the smoke or to go out here and try and do your thing.
Yeah. I mean, to me, every day is school, you know what I'm saying? So I always take my opponent. I'm devil's advocate strongly. And I learned, like I said, I learned from Uncle Freezy. Like, you got to take everything out of context. So I don't never saying my opponent is wrong, but it's just to understand from my perspective. That's all, you know what I'm saying? So that's what brings a good debate, I feel like, because it's like you're trying to show me from your perspective, and I'm telling you from my perspective. You know what I'm saying? We're both not wrong, but I think that's the beauty of it.
Coach, this is, and I don't know if you noticed, but this is a big boy belt.
Yeah, that's big. That's nice too. Yeah.
This is a big boy, but this thing goes around my waist, and I have about this much room left on it.
I want to put that in a trophy case in my studio, man. Right in my backdrop. Let it sit right there. Bring it on home, Hardwell.
And that's genuine, and that's genuine leather too. Now the gold.
I don't know. I don't need a belt. Tell me I'm the GOAT.
Coach.
I hang back and let them young bucks get all that clout.
I need one. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I like walking around with it. I like walking around with the belt. Hey, yo, and the
I mean, if someone challenged me, you know, I ain't gonna back down. But
not just coach. Hey, coach,
it's a tournament. You got to just put your name in. It ain't a challenge. It's called the tournament. Sign up.
Yeah, coach. And
I'm in there.
And the thing, coach, you ain't got to back down. Just lay down, bro. Let people have their way, and just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
like Beanie Siegel said, like either you're gonna get down or you're gonna lay down. I mean,
It's like friendly competition, but when you step
Yeah.
on that court, you get cooked. Trust me. You get on that
Yeah.
court, once the ball is checked in, ain't no more friends.
Ain't no more friends.
We men
I'll
at
tell
the
you
end of
that
the day.
right now, coach.
It's gonna be a winner and it's gonna be a loser.
I ain't never scared.
Hey, so for those of y'all watching too, if y'all want to do this Blorange Tears debate league thing, I gotta get this thing out of here because there's another belt that I want to buy. Right, I want to get that. I want to get the orange and blue Knicks themed belt. So it'll be just like this.
Why don't you get a chain for the next one? Like,
nah.
Yeah, man. We'll get a little spinner on it.
That'd be dope.
A ring would be dope too for the next one.
Yeah,
a
Rick.
ring would be dope too.
Kiss the ring.
Yeah, or a ring. Yeah,
the
or
ring
a ring.
would definitely be dope. You get a dope
That'd
ring.
be fire. Yeah. Either or, that'd be tight.
But
either
the belt,
either three options. Yeah, them three
the
options.
belt is fire right there. With the drip on it. With the drip on it.
Yeah.
The belt to me is more of a boxing. Like, I won. Like, I won.
Yeah,
like,
I'm the champ. I'm the champ.
Right. You can't deny I won. You can't deny it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So we definitely think.
Hey, Uncle Freeze, I got a quick question. A lot of people say should go after SGA. Rookies, they both RJ and him on rookie contracts, right? So kill that dream, right?
Yeah.
So they can't be in the same team, right?
Yeah, man. Hey, Wiz, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man.
So,
after picking my winning.
Hey, brother Wiz.
What's up, Coach?
Hey, you know what, Freeze? I don't want to change the subject and go too hard in it. Since 5 of the guys here, we got to talk about that draft thing, bro. I got that all set up now.
Okay. We can definitely do that. I just want to make sure that the training camp battle thing. I want to finish up on.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about because I'm all ready to hit simulate.
Okay.
Oh, that's dope though, because we didn't know how we was gonna move forward. So when Freezy figure out, that's dope. Because when you hit simulate, we can have a show and talk about how we doing and move on like that.
We can do a couple of weeks and then make shows out of it too. If you don't want to do it all at once. All right, so
that's what we want to do.
So back on topic because we'll start talking about that and I'll get all crazy with that. So as far as training camp battles for me, I know Shotgun will be interested in this one. I personally feel Fournier should be out of the mix. And to me, the number 2 spot is for the fight between Grimes and IQ.
See, that's where I think Grimes. I respect. I can cut you off, Coach. I get what you're saying, but that's where I think.
I think IQ got it though. That's just my thing.
Tibbs is watching Fournier footage right now. Tibbs is watching all that good footage of Fournier when he was playing overseas.
How you doing? Yeah, how you doing?
But some of the battles that are to be determined because we got to see what route we're taking with this roster. Yep. I mean, if it's what we are, if it's the roster we got right now, then yes, Fournier is in that mix too. So to me that's a 3-headed snake, to figure out.
Yeah, so what I'm thinking the starting lineup is going to be, I think it's going to be Brunson, Fournier, RJ, Randle, and Mitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and then the young kids behind them ain't hardly going to get no minutes.
Yep, knowing Tibbs, he gonna play Derrick Rose over IQ, and that's what I hate. I mean, I know that for sure. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I do kind of get what you're saying, Coach. You do force him to the 2, but I think Grimes got that secured. You know what I'm saying? Just how far they look at him, like they obviously think he's the next superstar. You know what I'm saying? That's yet to be determined. He's a Knick. I'm not gonna downgrade him or play him, but I just feel like they high expectations on him is not as high as IQ. So I think his spot is a little secure. But as far as IQ, I think even my boy is kind of the odd man out. I think he go back to that 23 minutes a game because stubborn Tibbs is going to play Rose. If Rose healthy, he's going to play Rose over him. We all know that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I've been going real analytical lately because I do like to do the eye test thing, and as a coach of many sports, I watch athletes and the way they move and the way they move without the ball. Like, I don't just follow the ball. I watch like everybody around the court. I'm an ex-athlete. I got that peripheral vision still. I can see a little bit of everything. So with that, for me, I'm so in tune with just as a coach with the eye test and stuff, but I'm also a big believer in you adapt or die. Okay, so how I have adapted over the years is the analytics and numbers are a real thing. I know numbers don't play on the court, but numbers tell you the story. And one of the resources I really like to use is some of y'all, maybe will help some of y'all become more informed fans that can back up some of your claims, or go on NBA.com, advanced stats. There's so many things in there you can customize. And one of the things I go off on about, and I really get in the down the rabbit hole on, is I look up some players' ratings when they play with other players. So on the Knicks, like, you can set it up where you do duos, trios. So I like to look at duos where I see how, like, Obi plays, what his net rating is when he plays with certain guys. And obviously by the eye, we always saw that IQ and Obi, that's been a good combination. Just by watching the eye test, it looks good. But the stats back it up too. They have the highest for Obi. When him and IQ are on the court together, they have like a 20-something or plus 20 net rating, which is that tells me a story,
Right.
that they have something good happens when they play together.
Right.
So, and I've been noticing Obi in general, he does have a positive net rating better than Randle's, in all his duos with people. So does that translate in the times he went in the game? It was when the game got out of hand and we made little comebacks, or it was at the end of the year when the season was different. So that's all the stuff I look at, and right now, Randle, I'm just hoping the Brunson thing, really Brunson and Randle right now and RJ are the three spots that are guaranteed if the roster doesn't change. So to me, the number two, that shooting guard position, to me, I think that should be an open competition. Even though Fournier, as far as veterans go, Tibbs is going to give him the upper hand. But I feel a decision has to be made because we have too many players that deserve playing time and a look on our team.
Hey,
we have too many. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you. Let me. I'm gonna just speak to the thing that Eddie F said just now, and then I want to get back to it. Hey, so everybody, so Eddie F says, is the Blorange Tears crew doing an MSG event this season? I would love to come in for that. I know Sam from MBK is, but I can't make it. So I had a couple things scheduled that I wanted to do. I wanted to do the I was just going to come up to New York September, the weekend of the 17th September, in 2 weeks, but I can't do it. And I was also going to do it at the beginning of the season, but I can't do it for the same reason why I can't make the 17th. And what it is the missus is gotta have surgery, like a thing, you know what I'm saying? And so I won't be able to do anything in terms of leaving her off financially, because because both of us will not be working, like, you know what I'm saying, we won't be able to do it. So I got to kind of scale back a little bit, and I won't be financially able nor personally able to do anything until December, right? It's just because, both of us, we work for ourselves. Like, she works for herself with her own thing, and I work for myself in my own thing. and when we're not working, we don't make money. Basically, just as simple as that. When we not working, we not making money, right? And so I got to kind of scale back some stuff. I want to, right? I want to do a lot of stuff, but I probably won't be able to do anything till after anything for. I'll be able to do Charlotte and Atlanta. I'll probably be able to do Charlotte and Atlanta. But I spoke to MSG. What I was trying to do is get 2 suites a suite at 2 different events. And I think the total cost of it was about one is $6,000 and the other one is like $8,200. And so I won't be able to do that none of that stuff in New York until in the year, like January, February, right? Because we gotta pay for some stuff around here. So I really want to do some stuff with everybody, but unfortunately, this stuff came up. I had been in negotiations with MSG. I got the email pulled up here. I won't put it on the screen, but basically, I had been talking to MSG since July about getting these suites because what I wanted to do is get a joint where me and Shy and Hard Will, like, because Hard Will know me from this, but he don't know me in person. You know what I'm saying? Like in person, I'm really reserved and laid back on here. In real life, though, I ain't like that, bro. I'm not like that. I really like that.
You turn up.
Yeah,
I already know.
yeah. In real life, yeah. Right here, I be trying to be reserved. You know what I'm saying? But in real life, we have fun, man. In real life. So I was trying to get the suites and stuff, but I won't be able to afford to do none of that stuff. And so instead of trying to drag it out and lead people along, I just keep it real. And just like I just tell everybody straight up, I just can't do it right now. I just can't. Right? It's family obligation got me kind of hemmed up. Last year I could do a lot of stuff, but this year, unfortunately, like my little sister breast cancer came back. So and my wife got a thing going on, and then I got kids that so it's a bunch of stuff. But when we turn the corner, trust.
Already
when we turn that corner, trust me. You know, because we did events last year. I think we did something in Charlotte.
My fault, yeah. I'm on the clock with it.
Ain't nothing to it, bro. Just be careful, man. But,
yeah, I know. No, I'm good. Because school don't start till tomorrow, so I'm good. It's just I don't want these teachers talking to me and shit.
Yeah, so. No doubt. I feel. Yeah, man. So I think we did something in DC last year. We did something we did a couple of things in Charlotte. We did a couple of things in Atlanta. We was gonna do some things in Orlando. We was gonna do the I Am Athlete style thing in Orlando, Florida. Like the whole weekend. We was just gonna take the whole weekend, rent an Airbnb, and the Blorange Tears family was gonna meet in Orlando. Unfortunately, that fell through because, without getting too deep into it,
I'm all in for that one next time, bro. I'm an hour from there. I'm ready.
February 7th.
Oh yeah.
February 7th. That's what we targeted, Coach. That's
I'll be on break.
That'll be a weekend. That'll be a weekend in Orlando. That's what we targeted.
That's a good time to come to Florida.
Yeah, and we'll be
Perfect
live
weather.
in person. Yeah, we'll be live in person. We'll be, instead of you seeing boxes on the screen, you'll see all of us in one room. All of us together.
I like bourbon.
Yeah, man. Hey, man. I drink it.
I'll be sitting there with the glass right on.
Bim.
On the couch.
So so Eddie F, just see your thing, man. Yeah, I wanna do something, man. Unfortunately, I had some things come up, man, and I don't want nobody to cry me a river. I'm a big boy. I can handle this stuff. I just need time to just get back on track. That's all I'm saying.
We understand, Uncle. So love.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Things happen, bro. You gotta take care of your family first.
Y'all
know what it is.
As much as you put on and give us the platform and all the fans, the Knicks Nation, the platforms, man, you gotta tend the family, especially in seriousness. So
yeah, man.
Trust me, bro. You don't gotta explain. We understand. Definitely.
Yeah, man. It's one of them things that I just want people to understand that I'm a real person. Like I'm just not like just some random I'm not like some random person that like got like this big expensive job or hit the Powerball or something. I'm a real dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Working for myself, trying to put together some stuff. Y'all know how it is. So, but anyway, the training camp stuff, the training camp thing, Coach, that you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
I think that out the gate, if Tibbs don't play these kids, you got to get rid of them, bro. Out the gate, ain't no giving him 30 games, ain't none of that. If Tibbs playing Randle 40 minutes, you got to trade Randle and fire Tibbs.
Well, I'm kind of done over the CAA stuff. You know what I'm saying? I just want to really blow this thing up. You know what I'm saying? It didn't work. You know what I'm saying? We got their nephew / son. Like I said,
you talking about Austin Rivers?
Oh no, I'm talking about Jalen Brunson.
Oh, you talking about the other one? Oh, you talking about the
other one? Yeah, that yeah, man. Okay, for you right about the Austin Rivers too.
You talking about the other guy's son? Every year they whip the guy's son story on us. Who's gonna be the guy's son?
Yeah, man. I'm done with that.
They're lucky this guy's son could play a little bit though, so they got lucky on this one.
Yeah, I mean, Jalen. I ain't even knocking Jalen, but I'm just saying, like, for him, that's why I was just saying, like, sometimes I just feel like my takes becoming alive because, like I said, for him to, like, basketball wise, like, I understand he wanted to come back to New York, but for him leaving a team that was in the Western Conference Finals to 11 seed this year, like, that's all I'm saying, bro. It just don't make basketball sense. That's all. And then at the same time, it's just like Leon Rose didn't deliver on what he said. He made it seem like he was going to develop these kids. He didn't do that. And then flip it into like superstars. He just let us down. I just think his time is to go, man. He's just like, it's giving me Phil Jackson vibes.
Sean, he here for the long term, bro.
Man.
James Dolan can't get out of the CAA thing because creative arts agency, bro, it's not just sports. It's everything. The Garden put on events for it's all entertainment, bro. CAA is like music groups, music artists.
Yeah, they manage a lot of stuff.
Yeah. And if Dolan
Prestige Worldwide.
Yeah, and if they mess around and have a fallout with CAA, then now you talking about the Garden losing bunch of money.
I think don't he have a contract? I don't think the Garden will lose money if they part ways with them because before they was there, even when we wasn't winning, the Garden always stayed full. We got a loyal fan base.
Right.
I think the main point is like what
that was before you had your CAA relationship, right?
Huh?
That was before you had your CAA relationship, though, right?
No, I'm saying in general to the loyal fan base to where it's like we still one of the most money making teams, and we haven't been to the playoffs like that. So I don't think we need them to continue doing good. I just think that when Dolan stepped out of the way to let them work, like Sha said, you say certain stuff and you do something different. And when you're dealing with fans who are competent, because we know how it is to be bad, so it's not hard to tell what it's gonna look like to be good. It's just that we haven't been doing things to go in that direction to make even people say, "Oh no, we're gonna be fine." It's not true. Like I said the other day, when I look at Cleveland roster, even before they made the deal for Donovan, they have young pieces that look promising to me. And I don't see the same, not to take a shot at my own players, but I'm saying even Leon was ready to put all them up in the package.
Yeah.
And then he rushed and signed RJ because he seen that his deal with Donovan wasn't going to go through. So at the end of the day, like that's a bunch of cap when he sit and say, like,
exactly
developing and bro, you gotta pick which direction you going in. Now, I know Donovan is young and he's a lot of talent. So in my mind, that's why I'm like, you're supposed to make that happen, especially if you already went in and you let everybody know they could be traded and all that. It was nasty work, bro. It was just
and I said
nasty work. And for you to double back and sign RJ like that, it was like, come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. Now you want to make him feel like, you know what I'm saying? You still got a good price, you know what I'm saying, for him. We lucky he didn't try to go and get more money because the way Leon Rose made it look, it was a lot of nasty work, bro, for real. Now that the smoke is clearing, it's proof now. So anybody that want to debate it, I'm waiting for you.
And that's my point. And I agree with Harwell, everything you just say, bro, because that's what I was about to lean into, bro. The statement after we knew we couldn't get Donovan Mitchell, like, come on, bro. Like, you want that as a GM? Oh, we got the 22-year-old kid. He finally deserved the deal he promised to deserve. Yeah, after we don't get Donovan Mitchell, you make that statement. Yeah. Because that was my whole point. RJ wasn't that in those guys' eyes. He never was that. Everybody on this panel used to say, oh, well, maybe they want to get the roster together. No, it is like, RJ would have never, ever been included if we would have signed him even to this $120 million deal. Danny Ainge can't talk about him in a trade. But he was talked about in the trade because he never extended him because they was never, ever, ever sure about him. And then, guys, we can fight about Grimes. The one thing we have to remember, Leon Rose and them drafted Grimes. They did not draft RJ. So they see something in him that we obviously don't see. And that's what we're debating. We're like, oh, what do they see in Grimes? They see something because they had time to evaluate him, not like they did RJ. So that's a fair point to Leon Rose to value Grimes more than RJ.
Yeah, you know
that's why I don't get why people be saying, "Oh, why do?" Yeah, he drafted Grimes. That's why he didn't draft RJ.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? I listened to Berman interview, right? And he said the same thing that we were saying, Freezy. He said he's surprised the fans ain't go crazy because it's right in your face. They moved out of the draft to get picks, to stockpile, and then they don't even follow through in the direction that they look like they're going. Same thing you said. I'm not saying that he's God or he knows he's saying, but that's just when certain people start saying the same thing, bro, then you know it's real. Y'all better stop acting like y'all know Leon Rose and all the moves he's making is good. If you can't point them out, then what are you sticking up for? Like, if you can't really point out the moves, like he said, he got his godson. He put in more effort for something that should be easy to do. And I said that on the show as well. I said a godson should be the bonus pickup or easy swipe, and then Donovan Mitchell would be something you could say, okay, Leon Rose, this is what we hired you for. Now we starting to see the personnel that fits with the description of what you was brought in here for. You know what I'm saying? And then a lot of people could fall back. We gave him a chance to try to do something like this because we all know Donovan Mitchell was one of the people that was on his list from very beginning. Because that's why they brought him in here. He's an agent that have connections with players, not front offices. He has connections with players, and I don't see that happening from that end. That's my main point with it.
We got caught with our pants down. Okay, that's the problem. That's what they happened to them. They showed because they showed their hand. The only reason, and I've said this before, to stockpile picks, roll with all these young players that are on our roster because we got a lot of them. Okay, is to position yourself to sign somebody or trade for somebody. That's the only reason to have all that and what we have on the roster right now. And when you don't do that, if you set yourself up for all that and then not do it, now you're in the position we are now. We're stuck like Chuck in limbo again. Do we go this way or this way with our current roster? So that's why we have to make this. We have to make a bold decision one way or the other. We can't teeter on the fence with this one because it's just going to be the same. I'm not saying I want to go, playing the young kids is considered a tank. We might get some, find out some things that are worth finding out. Right. Because if our ceiling is to play in, with this current roster, if we play out of our minds and play well, then what does that do for us? It just gives us a middle of the road pick again. Okay. And a whole bunch of other picks that we have that we got to draft more young guys, and then we have too many dang rosters. We don't have too many players for this roster, too many young players. So decisions have to be made with that.
I think we're right there right now, bro. I think we got too many young kids. I know that sounds crazy. I think that sounds crazy, but when you got like 10 young kids, bro, you only gonna play you only gonna play 5 young kids.
And that proved he messed up again because he didn't want that. They didn't want that. And that's another factor in why he should have did what they had to do. because now it's a bunch of we could get this person now, we could get that person now. It's like that Biggie song. It was all a dream again. You know what I'm saying? It was all a dream again. You know what I'm saying? We back to that process again. Oh, maybe we could get this person. And I think that's the problem with Knicks fans. We've been crushed and hurt so many times. People is mentally like they got issues saying, oh, they just going now, oh, dreaming, oh, maybe we could get this player now. That fast after we could have just had one of the top young studs about to trend to be a superstar. Now it's just, oh, we get it. And that's what bugs me out. Because the same people that was saying it's too much is ready to go and spend something else for another player, and then the market goes up. So this way you can tell people don't understand what they be really saying, bro. But that's what I want to say.
That's our great salute, Jay Boogie.
What up, Jay Boogie?
What up, man?
Jay Boogie.
Good morning, gentlemen. Top of the AM. Blessings and help and safe.
Salute, Boogie.
All shout out to the greatest people in the chat, rocking their family too. Everybody, you know what I'm saying, coming off this holiday, Labor Day. Hope you know what I'm saying, you cooked all that food and you ate all that food. But I want to know where my best people at. Where my best person of your own selves is at, man. I need to make sure everybody's being the best self. If you're not being the best self, you're not trying to appreciate who you are as a person. You don't love yourself. You're telling me all those, man. So be your best self, man, going forward, man. Love yourself, appreciate yourself, man. Just came up here to rock, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all give me the news and you know what I'm saying, the things for me to talk about and write about, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm getting ready to go in the studio in a little while, man.
Living my best life.
That's right. It's the best life, man. It's a beautiful thing. Your life is the best life. Yep. What's up, Hard Will? What's up, Coach? What's up?
What up?
What's my brother?
Up, bro?
What's my brother?
Shotgun.
What's up, Shaw? Who's in the circle?
The young gunner.
That's Wiz. That's Wiz.
That's
Wiz.
Wiz.
Caribbean Islands.
Yeah, man.
Cheese Wiz.
Eastern Parkway Parade, I mean. If I was in Brooklyn, I would have been.
Oh, I'm there with the Boys and Girls High School, Dundada. Wow, I'm there with
Yo, but
that's the best time to be in Brooklyn.
That's a great take, man, on that. We have too many young guns.
Yeah, we got too many. Yeah, we got too many kids, man. We got to consolidate.
It sounds weird.
In theory, you really only want to play 5 kids. You don't want to try to play 10 kids, bro.
Yeah,
that's too many.
Pick the ones you think are the ones, and then move on from the rest.
And then move on from the rest.
Get what you can get from them.
I play devil's advocate and take everything out of context. I just feel like this negotiation is just going to backfire just on Leon. Like, that's why I want him to go, because I feel like I just feel like just in human life, stuff tends to follow trends. So by Danny Ainge being hardball with Leon, I see everybody else doing the same damn thing. I mean, excuse my names. I see everybody doing the same dang on thing.
And he did it at school.
Yeah, I know, Trevor. I know.
Shots
But it's
fired.
because you're agent, shot. It's because you're the problem.
Right, but that's what I'm saying, bro. It's just like, I'm ready. He got to go, man. It's just like, you know what I'm saying, man? He made a promise to us, even if we got RJ, bro, to not get another superstar this year, bro. Like, it's just we missed out on KD, Kyrie Irving. Like, so many players we passed up on. It's just getting sickening. It's just to a point.
We lost Donovan for half a pick because they wanted to give up 2 unprotected, and then when they wanted to put the other one back on the table, it was one that wasn't unprotected. And you see, Cleveland gave up 3 unprotected. So when you break it down, we was making a big deal over the 3rd pick, whether it was protected or not. And when you break that down, that's crazy. As long as we haven't had a superstar since Melo, or if you want to break down whatever, we just need to be good. And that to me don't make sense. When you can't make that move right there to get a player who's a 4-time All-Star, brought his team to the playoffs every year, and you still have a decent roster, and you don't make that move, that's crazy. And Cleveland jumped on that bus with that bus pass so fast. Come on, bro.
That's why I respect Cleveland, bro.
What else is did Mitchell really have to, like, especially to us? How much does he have to prove? More does he have to prove how much his worth is to us? He checked all the boxes for us on many levels, on and off the court. And to me, sometimes you got to overpay just a little bit for something
But
like
coach,
that.
is that overpaying, coach? If it's only a half a pick,
No,
the unprotected
I don't think it
part
is,
of it?
but
Okay.
traditionally, in the people's eyes of people saying, "Oh, that's too much," he's worth too much.
But Cleveland gave that up, and then when you factor in our situation, right? If
It's more dire and beneath.
they already have a couple of like good talent. We have a couple good pieces, but at the end of the day, everybody is adding more and more pieces to their roster. The whole East got better. So even though we say, oh, we got Brunson, but everybody got new players on their team.
Hey, let me say this real quick. Paris Douglas, thank you for the generous contribution. Paris Douglas says, I haven't heard Leon say a word. So let's debate now. Take that, panel. Take that. And Paris Douglas also says they can trade RJ and it still be a youth movement. Yep. I agree. They can trade RJ Barrett and you still got young players. You still got they could trade quickly and it still be a youth movement.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, because we have so many.
They can trade Cam. They can trade Cam and it still be a youth movement.
So
as long as they can trade IQ.
So my other little that last piece on the spider thing, and I'm putting that thing in the spider web and whatever. What he was worth is more things on top, like helping get that next guy too. That's gonna take us to that championship level. Mm-hmm. And then if for the front office not to realize that giving an extra pick for that alone is worth it to get that next superstar who we might not have to give anything for because there might be a free agent that looks at our roster and says, "Wow, man, if I go there, then it was worth that extra pick."
Right.
So now, exactly.
Sorry, Coach. I was going to say an extra benefit was we're going to get off of Fournier's contract was number one. We're going to get a star, number two. We're going to move a couple of youth out of the way because we have too many, number three. And and then we're gonna get attractive potential star, number four. At least four benefits right there. Mm-hmm. But because we're all in love with some of our youth, we want to give them up. I'm guilty of that too. I'm gonna admit that I was like, okay, don't touch Obi. Oh, don't touch. I was thinking like that too. I'll do the trade, but I know my heartstrings were being tugged at trying to give up one of my favorite youth. But all the benefits of getting Donovan was a cat who loves the city, who's an all-star, and moving out some youth, couple of youth out the way of the other ones that won't get no playing time now because some of them are in front of them, and Fournier out the way for where there's whoever is going to be left to get Fournier off the books. So we had reasons to make the deal in multiple levels. So I'm okay. That's why I've been disappointed about it, not doing it. I'm happy with these youth to let them run, but I was a little disappointed that these guys didn't pull the trigger.
Yeah, and so for all you lovers and people that are putting your neck out for Grimes, IQ, Obi, all these people, look, they better step up and play and show something when they do get the opportunity this year. Because if not, I'm coming for your neck. I'm going to be calling you out. Trust me.
Coach, you my boy. Coach, I ain't cutting you off. You my boy.
Me
I just got
too.
This is a question to piggyback off of that. You name players that play off the bench that you want to have star potential. What about the number 9, the guy that starts? What about him? The guy that starts.
I've already said that hundreds of times, like this year already. The excuses, quote unquote, or the reasons they weren't that efficient. Barrett and Randle, the fix for that is getting a good point guard. So we have Jalen Brunson now. The excuses for those two players are over. If they don't step up and become more efficient, and because now they don't have that responsibility of being a facilitator or the
bro, they carrying the team on their back. They playing all these minutes, and these cats like Cam and IQ them not stepping up, bro.
Right.
I mean, Randle and RJ playing 1,000 minutes a game, bro. They need these young kids to step up, bro. These young kids not stepping up, man. They got to do something. But Paris Douglas says, thank you for the generous contribution. Paris Douglas says, superstars come from the draft. We got 11 first. What are we even talking about? This is me using Paris Duggar voice.
Yeah.
Oh
This is
my
me using.
God.
Okay.
But
Yo, we got
That's not-
11.
that's
Yo,
not
is
good.
Leon Rose going in the draft though? Is Leon Rose going in the draft?
You still got to hit on them 11
But
picks, though.
I mean, are we the New York Knicks or the Westchester Knicks?
Then we
Though?
just
Because
move out
that's
of the
how many
draft,
roster
though?
spots we got.
Oh my God! Like, didn't we just move out of the draft? Didn't he just not pick in the draft? Am I bugging?
That's why
Yeah.
I'm not understanding the logic of the draft. Me either, because like we trade our picks away.
He gave up a pick.
Leon
Right.
is getting ready to go down in history as the best trade draft office guy it is.
Yeah.
He's like that dude that plays 2K and does all the GM moves and stuff and don't ever play.
I wouldn't even read that super chat.
The only thing about his trades, he don't trade up to go get nothing. He just trading back.
Yeah, it's like he's just making trades just to accumulate. But see, look, I can get picks, but I ain't gonna do nothing with them. But I can get.
Hold up, my guy. You keep cutting me off. Hold up, my guy. Relax for a minute. The bad thing about this whole scenario is this. Cleveland didn't give up no stars on their team. And this guy held back bums on our team who are not developed yet. That's what hurts me the most. They didn't get rid of nothing elite. And you held on to guys who ain't nowhere near ready. That just doesn't,
They didn't want them.
Right, and then Jay Boogie, they got mad, and then Utah got so many. They got so many veterans, JB. We could have even got Beasley back, Clarkson, something. They not even be. I'm like, why? They act like they can't. We got at least, bro. I'm willing to give up Grimes for Clarkson because we a win now team, right? JB, like I don't understand that. They got veterans that we could have also got out of the Donovan Mitchell trade if they really wanted those rookies.
Yeah, but from the jump, they wanted them young guys, right? They wanted Grimes. They wanted the young guys from the first beginning.
You know what the confusion was, Boogie? The market was messed up with the Gobert situation. So people saying, oh, he turned it down. No, it was because of the market. Don't try to call it. Y'all be trying to paint your own picture. The market was screwed up because Gobert got that amount. If you do your research, you'll see Danny Ainge even went down on his picks after that. He went from 4 to back to 3. But what y'all got to pay attention to is, and I ain't talking about nobody on this panel, what y'all got to pay attention to is what Cleveland gave up was the 3 picks unprotected, and we had that. And like Boogie said, if it was only marketing, because Sexton didn't play last season, right? He didn't even want the players that we have that played. He didn't. Right. He wanted RJ. When they took RJ off the table, they put less picks in the deal. They was moving the situation around every chance they get, instead of just trying to put something on the table to get the deal done. You know what I'm saying? Then you got to remember why they wanted to really do the deal with us, because of where we're going to fall as far as with the team wise. And they still went to Cleveland. Come on, bro. Pay attention to the inside stuff. Y'all just be saying what narratives paints the stuff that y'all been saying for the longest. You got to stop that, bro. Once it run out and it don't make sense no more, you got to get off that train, bro. So what you been saying, Leon Rose is good. It's proven he's not.
Exactly. And that's where I agree with you, Harwell, that like the last part, right? Everybody keep making it seem like this guy is doing a good job. Like how? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's not really doing a good job. He drafted
Grimes, bro. He drafted Grimes.
He protected
Uncle Crazy, Uncle Crazy, you funny. Hey, yo, that's
yo, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, hey, what's up, CW?
Yo, CW, what up, man?
On draft night, on draft night when Leon Rose drafted Quentin Grimes and I called him Damian Dotson, Cats was killing me in the chat. Right? When I called him Damian Dotson on site.
Nah, he better than that though.
And then how?
But Harwell wasn't Grimes wasn't in 2000.
Can I
hold on, Grimes? Not to cut you off. Harwell, can you attest to this? Wasn't Grimes ranked number 8 in 2019?
When I call him Damian Dotson, Cass was mad at me because they was like, "Yo, he's gonna be better than Dot," right? How? They do the same things. They do the same exact thing. They're the same size. They went to the same school. Both of them come from Houston. They play for the same coach. They got the same skill set. They play the same position. Yo, they do the same. It's Dot 2.0, and I call him. Kaz was calling him Klay Thompson. I was like, no, don't call him Klay. Don't do that. Kaz was like,
Thompson,
yo,
I'm sorry.
I was like,
that
no,
was
don't
just...
do that. So I was like, yo, and so I was like, yo, he is not Klay Thompson.
Oh, because
Kaz
he a
was
light-skinned
like,
brother, don't make him Klay Thompson.
Kaz was like, yo, nah, he Klay Thompson. I was like, yo, easy off the Klay Thompson, man. Just let the young kid play. They was like, no, he gonna be Klay Thompson with better defense. And I was like, easy, this dude's a ham sandwich.
What?
Easy, this dude's a ham sandwich. That's where the ham sandwich thing come from, because they was trying to make him Klay Thompson with better 3 and better D. And I was like, easy. And I'm not just pointing out one person. I'm talking about a groundswell of Knicks fans saying this dude was gonna be Ray Allen with better defense. I remember that night. That was hilarious. That's where the ham sandwich thing come from. It don't come from me just picking on the kid, because ultimately I want him to be good. But bro, you called him Ray Allen with Tony Allen defense. So he Ray Allen and Tony Allen put together.
That's Allen Fun.
Right. Come on, man. What are we doing? And so Leon Rose picked him with the 25th pick. So you got to give him credit, because he picked a dude that's going to be Ray Allen on offense and Tony Allen on defense.
Didn't that dude score like 60 points with like 13 dribbles?
Klay, you talking about Klay, right?
11 dribbles. 11 dribbles.
Man, that's
right.
Oh, man,
I ain't compare him to Klay. I just think he could be
catch
better
and shoot Thompson.
Hey, ain't in 2019 he was ranked number 8, right?
Yeah, on that list. But remember, he was on Kansas. Cool. He was on Kansas. He was supposed to be a top draft.
Cool.
And
he was
supposed
top 10. Right. Cool.
He's going to be the right-handed D'Angelo Russell. He's going to be the right-handed D'Angelo Russell. That's what he's supposed to be.
Because there's a lot of McDonald's All-Americans.
He was ranked number 8 with Ja Morant, RJ Barrett, Darius Garland.
Hold on, let my man finish.
Yeah, he was supposed to. He wanted to be one and done from Kansas. That was the hype on him early on. But maybe, I mean, I'm allegedly, maybe I'm speculating that maybe Coach Self didn't fit that to him, and he couldn't do what he needed to do.
He wasn't ready.
And he
wasn't ready for high level. He wasn't ready for high level. He wasn't ready for high level D1 basketball. He had to go to Houston to develop his game, because he was trying to drive into the paint, but he didn't have that necessary next step. He didn't have that first step. He didn't have that athleticism at that point. He could build it up.
I mean, that's why that's why I mentioned the coach and the situation, because sometimes you go to a certain program and you could still, because he already had the hype before he went there. That's basically what I was saying. But when you pick the wrong school, you know, sometimes that can mess you up. Even though he didn't, you're right. I remember seeing him play, and he didn't look like he was comfortable. And that's why I try to say it was maybe the program, the role he was playing in. I try to look at all of that. But when he went to Houston, he started to get back to his old self again. And I think that's when he just had to deal with adversity a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? But he still got talent. I don't think we can compare him to those type of guys. And a lot of things we just judge off by firsthand. We got to look at the details. The details with these guys is they not really playing. And Grimes is lucky that he got run early on. But a lot of these guys is not playing like Shotgun said. It's a win-now team. So it's just a lot of confusion where they can't be in that situation where they don't have real players in front of them that can actually get them to the playoffs, for them to make that a real experience, for them to learn the right way. If you don't have better players in front of them, then they need to just be playing. It's other teams doing that already. Or like Freezy says, too many young guys. It just don't really make sense. When you look at other teams, they have a lot of young guys, but they added older guys that know how to play. You know what I mean? And then when they knew they wasn't going to be able to compete, they just let those guys play. That's the biggest problem that we have. We still think we're going to be in it, and we still should be letting guys just play through their mistakes and making us better that way if we're going to need them the following season. But it proves that Leon Rose is willing to bunch all these guys up and move these guys. That was his plan. That's why he handled them that way. And like Sha said, this is a win-now team. That's the main point. Y'all got to stop acting like y'all can't see that.
All right, just real quick.
Especially with the coach,
just real quick. Paris Duggar, thank you for
win-now team.
Paris Duggar says, did you hear Wes, Brock, or Leon say that? No, you didn't on Grimes. And Paris Duggar also says, come on for the net, coach, for the rumor for the rumor you believe, coach. Come on, come get some if you bad. That's what Cash Out is saying.
What rumor am I believing?
I'm paraphrasing. So Parasite says, "Come on for the neck, for the rumor you believe, coach." That's the
whatever that means.
Freeze. Can I share something that I heard on multiple sources, even Zach Lowe, like the Zach Lowe podcast regarding the trade and everything that like happened. From what I was seeing, a lot of the Jazz officials were completely agitated and like pissed off that we just showed up to their playoff game with Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell, according to Zach Lowe and his sources. And then speaking, Rick Bucher also repeated that, and Mark Stein also reported that it may not actually played a part in the deal because we're supposed to be logical, but a lot of this stuff, like I feel like the Utah Jazz realized they can get a certain threshold of picks and assets from another team, and they decided to just skip right over whatever the Knicks are offering, just out of spite. And I just feel like maybe we undervalued or overvalued. We overvalued what we had towards them, but we also didn't do them a favor of building up their value. And the Jazz were like, we can get these same 3 picks and these same swaps and these same contracts from somewhere else. And that's where they hit a certain threshold of picks and swaps and future assets that might matter to them from somewhere else where they didn't have to go through the Knicks. I feel like they may have tried to use the Knicks.
But Dre, just to piggyback off of your point, why wouldn't the Jazz want to do pick swaps with the Knicks, who they already trade before trading Donovan Mitchell to the Cleveland? They knew they had Garland. They knew they had guys like Evan Mobley and Allen. So swap picking with Cleveland, they knew that it wasn't going to be as high of a pick. So why would you want to rather do that with Cleveland than the Knicks?
Danny Ainge has a thing where he tries to outthink everyone. And if he doesn't get the right trade or the right amount from a specific team, he will easily forego working with that team and take lesson from another team. And even though they have like a potential generational talent in the future, Garland is already going to be straight. They have Mobley. They already have a center. Even if they don't have Donovan, they're probably going to be a playoff team. Even if Donovan were to leave hypothetically, or they recoup assets when his contract ends, if he stays, whatever, those picks are always going to be high. But I feel like he really just didn't want to work with the Knicks because the first offer that we put out there was absolutely disgusting. Like I think that was a terrible deal for the Knicks. But they threw out RJ. They threw out Mitchell Robinson. They threw out IQ. And the same amount of picks and swaps, and they still didn't take it,
bro.
At what point?
But Dre, so
that's
Donovan Mitchell is a Cleveland Cavalier, right? Training camp is in 3 weeks.
Yeah, I'm ready to move on. Honestly,
and so the thing is with regardless of what Leon offered, man, Donovan Mitchell is a Cleveland Cavalier.
That's facts.
Now, if you want to point to the way that they approached it, I would say this. Let me read the super chat real quick. So Eddie F, thank you for the generous contribution. Eddie F says, don't we know now that Julius is still the centerpiece in this front office's eyes? Agree with Hardwell. They think they a win now club and are wrong there too. Yo, y'all just gotta embrace Randle, bro.
Hey, he was an all-star. I don't get why we bashing on the only all-star on the team. That's why I be confused sometimes coming up here, because it's like I get y'all love RJ, but it's like it's I feel like y'all do that to not criticize RJ, and it's weird because it's like no matter what you say about Randle, he's the only all-star on the team. That's it.
All right.
Yeah, but Shy, you gotta respect that they just paid RJ more money too.
Yeah. But I don't know if they're bashing Randle.
And I think Quickly got to get his money now, so he got to step his game up. At some point, they all got
a lot of fickle fans out there.
Yeah, they better have the check for IQ. That's all I know. The money better go around for him.
Oh, IQ is not even going to play with them. He's not even to pay me or trade me. He the type person that's going to stick his money and build it. Yo, you either going to pay me or you just trade me. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna have to, it's a lot of things Leon got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Leon. Danny Ainge just made Leon sit down. Go sit down somewhere. You know, you try to call Danny Ainge's bluff, and he took your bluff. You know what I'm saying? This goes all the way back to Ball. You didn't want to pay the extra pick to go get Ball, but you paid the extra pick to go get Cam. But you don't want to pay the extra picks to go get a killer, a leader, a good locker room guy, a guy that doesn't get in trouble, the guy that doesn't
an all-star.
Yeah,
face of the franchise.
Puts in the work.
Number 7 all-time playoff leading scoring average. You don't want to go get this guy. So you want to sit there and play games and act like you calling this man bluff by giving him an ultimatum by Monday. And guess what he did? He took your bluff. And you know what I'm saying? He walked away with it and went over here to Cleveland, despite all that, what you're trying to do and what you're trying to prove. If you want something in life, see, I'm from New York. I live in Carolina. I don't know where everybody is from here. But one thing about New York people, they're known as go-getters. Point blank. You see more New York people out of state than anybody else in the world. You go anywhere, you could go Oklahoma, you're gonna find and see some New York people. That's just the movement, you know what I'm saying? So when you move like that, that means, Leon, you gotta move like that for the city. You can't come to the city and not move according to how the city move. You didn't
be
want
scared to talk to us too.
Man. You gotta play how we play. And you're supposed to have got that God, man. You're supposed to got him, man. But like Freezy said, we're gonna move on from that God, man, and all that, man. I ain't even gonna speak of Donovan no more. I ain't even gonna speak of him no more. In fact, take that TNT game off the schedule.
Yeah.
Off the schedule. There's no need for it to be out there.
Of course they're gonna boycott that.
Yeah, they're gonna flex that game out of there.
Even Jay Boogie, even the NBA tried to help us out.
Yeah. Hey, so CWC, let me get CWC in here. CWC, how you doing, bro?
What's good? What's popping?
I will do you. I will do you in a one-on-one, bro. You can't beat Uncle Freezy in one-on-one, bro. I can't jump no more, but I can still hoop a little bit though. These handles super tight.
Back down.
Anybody could get on the basketball court. You know what I mean? Ain't up ice cream, cookie and cream.
And I ain't even gonna lie to you. So the way I do the ranking is it's me, Jay Boogie, then CWC, then maybe Hardwell. Hardwell may be the 4th best player out there. might be. But I don't know.
Stop trolling,
I ain't gonna. Look, I ain't gonna say that. But
listen,
I don't say that.
If he's Charlie Ward cousin for real, I will cook him. If he's Charlie Ward cousin, I will cook him. I could cook Charlie Ward.
Charlie Ward's a football player.
Charlie Ward can get it too.
Shout out to my guy CWC.
Hey, Hardwell. I'm a rugged guy on the basketball court.
Yo, you know you my guy. We gonna link up. We gonna play one day. You in New York? In your state? I'm gonna pull up and cook.
I'm in Florida. I'm from Long Island, New York.
I'm coming to Florida. I'm coming to Florida next week. I'm leaving matter of fact, I'm leaving this Sunday night. I'll be in Florida all week. So maybe y'all might link up with you. We can switch up information, man. But
what part of Florida?
I know me. I just put out a 6,000 review on just a little clip or something I just demoed to show IQ something. And I got hella reviews for that. So don't y'all think this old man right here can't rock or couldn't rock?
What?
I'm in St. Petersburg.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to Disney, coach.
Yeah. And
okay.
Jay Boogie
I'm an hour from there.
Man, man. Freezy got my number. If Freezy got any of y'all guys' number, Freezy, send it to them guys. I'll give you and send me their numbers, and I'll give you a call. I love you, bro.
Oh boy, here comes trouble. Here comes trouble, man. Jay, hold up. Hey, Jay, how you doing this morning? CWC.
Fantastic.
CWC. Why we can't get Charlie Ward to come on the show, bro? What's good? We need Charlie Ward.
I had to talk to my mom and her people.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
My mom, she in North Carolina.
Yeah, I can get World Be Free on the show anytime y'all want. Anytime y'all want World Be Free. Anytime y'all want. Yeah, what?
Don't tell him we don't forget. Tell him we forgot to draft him in that all-time draft.
Yeah, you don't know who World Be Free is, bro?
Man, I wish you would get him on here.
That's a point guard, baby.
I was in the part when he got his name.
Yeah, man.
You need to get iHeart in here from EG 14,000.
Yeah, so
he would pass out. He would pass out.
Oh God. He'll show him that tattoo he got on his heart. TC, what's good?
What's going on, fellas? I just can't understand why the Knicks have been bad for this long.
Oh boy.
Let me explain for y'all something, okay? Y'all are in the easiest markets to get free agents, to get good coaches, get whatever. The easiest job to me in the NBA as an executive is the New York teams, the LA teams, and Miami. And y'all suck. Y'all been bad for so long. I don't understand it.
Right.
Y'all have every advantage available to you guys. I don't understand it. You're in New York.
Right.
You know how many players want to play in New York to expand their brand? There's money in New York. I mean, I don't understand why y'all been bad for so long.
But it ain't that, bro. It's King's disease. That's why the Knicks have been bad for so long.
I mean, I just remember
King's disease.
What do you mean King's disease? I don't understand.
You don't know what King's disease is? You sound too smart to not know what King's disease is. You know what King's disease is. Don't play. You know what it is. You know what King's disease is. That's why you said all that stuff. That's why you said all that stuff just now. Because you know it's King's disease.
You want to know why? Because we have that mentality that you're just saying, that we think that everything, we don't have to try hard and everything's just going to come to us. That's the problem. We think just because we're in New York, in New York, people are going to come here. And we banked on that for too long and got lazy about it. Instead of putting in that work like we should have been, like a real franchise does, and put in that, and that's why we're in the position we're in.
And not just that. Just let me address what TC said too. So, hey TC, thank you for your comments, bro. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for rocking with us too. So the thing is too that I want to say to that, unlike other organizations like, say, Minnesota,
right?
The Knicks don't get the number 1 pick in the draft. Right, so the Knicks don't get the opportunity to draft Karl-Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards, and Andrew Wiggins within a 10-year stretch. If the Knicks had the opportunity to get Karl-Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards, and Andrew Wiggins in a 10-year stretch,
even Zion,
things would be different, right? Even in New Orleans got Anthony Davis and Zion Williamson in a 10-year stretch. The Knicks don't get that. But by the time we normally get the pick, those generational type talents are gone. And I understand cats want to come to cats do want to come to New York, man. But
that's the example, right?
You know, and cats do want to come to New York, right? But then you have to look at our situation. It is a balance of what you said, because you're right. Why the Knicks suck for so long, man? And they got all these resources outside of basketball or outside of what's on the court. But at the same time, you're absolutely right with that. Then there is a King's disease thing going on, and the Knicks are not fortunate. Because think about this. You remember the Knicks made the NBA Finals 2 times in the 90s, right?
Yep. I remember those teams.
Right. And we made the finals 2 times in the 90s. Our best player was a
What the hell is that?
What is it? What is that? Come on,
that
y'all.
CWC, he do things like that.
No, man, that wasn't me, man.
I told y'all that was me. That they moving desks and stuff. I'm sorry, y'all.
Okay. Hey, Sean, just mute yourself while we. Thank you, man. And so TC, the thing is that I want to get to is this: the Knicks made the NBA Finals 2 times in the 90s because their player was a player they drafted with the number 1 pick. The best player on that team was a player they drafted with the number 1 pick. But since that player has been gone, we hadn't had the number 1 pick since then. And you can look at this team and tell that this team has not picked multiple times in the top 3. The only top 3 pick we've had in the lottery is RJ Barrett. Now think about this. If we'd have picked in the top 3 back-to-back, we would have RJ Barrett and LaMelo Ball. Would this team look different if this team had RJ Barrett and LaMelo Ball? Yes. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So we're not just crying and complaining about stuff Yeah, well, we are crying and complaining about some stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
and the thing is,
but the unfortunate part about it is other teams have had multiple shots in the lottery to get better. Like for instance, a neutral opponent for all of us, the Golden State Warriors. They had multiple chances in the lottery, right? Before they got Clay, Steph, and Draymond, they were calling names like Andres Biedrins, Marco Bellinelli, Anthony Randolph, right? But then they started getting on path, and then they started picking names like Harrison Barnes, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, Draymond Green. Where we are as a franchise is the Marco Bellinelli.
Don't say the names.
Right. That's what we are. And so we gotta value these kids because ultimately once you pick them, it's in the best interest of the organization for those players to get better. Right. And so other franchises like Orlando and Houston and say Washington and franchises Oklahoma City, they get multiple shots in the lottery every year to take gambles, because if their gambles don't pay off, ultimately they'll be like, well, we took a shot on the kid, he didn't pay off, right? But the Knicks, if we ever swing and miss, we set back 2 years. Every time we swing and miss, we set back 2 years. Like we took Frank didn't pan out, set us back 2 years. We took Knox, it set us back 2 more years, right? So that's 4 years that you set back. Now RJ Barrett has to come in and make up for those 2 prior draft picks, right? And then now you got Obi Toppin, and now you don't know what Obi is, and now you're like, well, are we set back, or do we have something to Obi? Well, we don't know, right?
But
we don't know. But in Minnesota or other franchises like Toronto, that they can take their time and make those picks. If they swing and miss, it goes under the radar. When we swing and miss, it's all over the nightly news.
Yeah.
And Stephen A. Smith is on ESPN crying.
Freeze.
And you know what?
I
believe.
I want to piggyback off that. Freeze. I want to piggyback off that. Freeze. We also have like terrible infrastructure, and you only need generational talents to make things right when you do everything wrong like that repeatedly. And the only way we can get out of this hole is to get the right guy, whether it be a trade, free agency, because we never get the chance to draft that guy. And then if we have terrible infrastructure, why would a guy want to force their way here unless they have ties to the city like Donovan Mitchell? Like, It never looks good from the outside looking in over here. So we never really give teams a reason to want to come over here. Like, for example, you mentioned the Warriors. They had to get a generational talent like Stephen Curry to change the outlook of the franchise going forward. Granted, they drafted well after him, but without Stephen Curry, that whole mix wouldn't be what it is. And
I think it was.
It's more than Steph, because
it was their whole team.
When Steph was alone, he didn't win nothing.
Exactly.
It's a combination. Hold on. You see, because this the point. And this, all right, peace, bro.
All right. Y'all guys have a great Tuesday. Get y'all some tacos or something, man. Blessings and blessings.
Taco Tuesday.
Yeah.
Guys, man. All right,
it's a good idea. I will. So, but what I'm saying is, like, I believe, you create a little bit of your own luck, obviously. But, bro, we have got to be one of the most unluckiest teams as far as the pick that we win in the lottery when we do get in the lottery. Because it seems like every year we're always a pick or two past where all those sure things are. You know what I'm saying? It seems like every time, like the year we were hoping to get the number one for Zion, like Zion and John Morant were the two sure things, and we got the third pick. Then the draft, that's like a six or seven player.
They just happened to get them when they were in financial trouble. Two small market teams are in financial trouble. They just happen to get the number one and number two.
Yeah, and then it could be a draft that it's 6 or 7 deep of quality players, and we'll get the 9th pick or something. It just seems like every time we're just out of that sweet spot, And I know sometimes superstars have been getting picked past our pick. That happens. But it's just like the luck.
Well, guess who picked behind it? The Lakers was right behind us in that draft. What in the world were the Lakers doing right behind us in that draft? Did you see how much the Lakers moved up?
I think the problem is you guys you guys take shortcuts. You know what I mean? Like you don't okay, I think when you guys hired Tibbs, that was a problem because that dude doesn't know how to rebuild young talent. See, you either got to pick young talent and build through the draft, or you go with veterans and try to recruit free agents. You can't do both. It's one or the other.
But what if
if you're gonna have Tibbs, you should go now. Yeah. If you don't have Tibbs,
Freeze,
then you try to build through the draft. You can't do both. So this whole Donovan Mitchell thing, y'all should have just went full in because you have Tibbs. If you don't have Tibbs, then you go with the young guys.
Yeah, we've all been pretty much saying that.
Make a great point. That make a great
how much
point.
longer is Tibbs gonna be here?
No, look, Dre. That's what he said. He said.
Hold on.
Go ahead, Jay. Yeah, my fault. What's up, Jay?
Hold on. I got to deal with this nonsense at work. I'll jump back on. Hold on.
All right, Jay. Okay. Yo,
I got to
push back a little bit.
Go ahead, Jay.
I thought over time I will get over this whole no training for Donovan Mitchell thing, and I can't shake it. I don't know. I'm heartbroken because as a Knicks fan, I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Everybody talks about we got the picks and this and that, but how long do you think it's going to take before Orlando and Detroit passes up in the standings? And
I think they already got us, bro.
This is where I'm at.
The Pistons is better than us right now.
We have a guy in charge who don't want to pay the little extra premium, regardless if Danny Ainge had it out for us, right? You think Ballmer cared that he had to pay all those picks to OKC to trade for Paul George just for the right to sign Kawhi Leonard? That's the cost of doing business for him. And as of today, we're not talking about the picks the Clippers gave them. We're talking about the Clippers contending for a championship. Us giving a couple extra picks for Donovan Mitchell, it's not about us. We got fleeced. It's about it opens doors for other guys to be like, wow, New York got Donovan and they're building something. You know what? Let me go there. So now I can't shake it because we're not going to be bad enough to draft. So everybody keeps saying we got 11 picks means fluff to me. But then we got a guy who's afraid to make the next move. So I'm afraid we're going to be like nothing important for like the next 5-7 years. I can't shake what happened. There's no direction.
But Jay, I got a question.
5-7 years.
I got a question. If we give up everything that Ainge wants, hypothetically, how would we be able to acquire like the number 2 to be behind Donovan Mitchell?
He said the free agency.
Other doors open all the time.
Wait. Was that a rhetorical question or
No. It wasn't rhetorical because like he had Melo.
Well, who you ask? Because if you asking somebody, you gotta let them answer the question.
My fault, Jay. My fault.
Randle and Brunson. I mean, those are number 2s right now. Like until we get the next guy. I mean, I'm talking about to Mitchell. Huh?
Listen, other doors open all the time. We talk about
I said number 2 option on the East on our team.
Man, if we traded for Donovan Mitchell, Cat would have followed. We got Carl Anthony
all the time, right? Doors open all the time. We're talking about we have 11 picks, but we were afraid to give up just 3 unprotected and a couple protected. We would still have wiggle room to make other rooms. You know, Brunson is still a great contract, regardless of what we think of it. Once the cap goes up, regardless of what you think of him, Julius is still on a great contract. It's gonna be peanuts compared to what these other guys are gonna be making. So I'm not worried about who we're gonna add. I know we would have the flexibility to make that add. Where we're at today, we have what? The hope of RJ being great. That's what we have. Hope.
Yeah.
And hope
We
for
have the
Brunson.
hope
Dope take.
that Quentin Grimes becomes an NBA starter because anything more, we're lying to ourselves.
We didn't even trade Grimes, bro. We didn't even offer him.
Yo,
Now, let me
That's
tell
brother,
you.
we're not going to be bad.
Yo,
The
yo,
23
let me
draft
tell you
is a great draft for talent. We're not going to be bad enough to even the guys we got. But we're not going to make trades to get any other like pieces on our team. I've seen history of two trade deadlines, but Leon Rose has done nothing to improve your team, especially when we was on a playoff run. I'm gonna just be watching Knicks basketball just to pass time. It feels like.
I'm just saying.
Okay,
I see history of us wasting Carmelo's prime, and we never got a free agent or a trade. We never got nothing. We just wasted his prime.
You said it perfectly.
Generational
We
core.
never got nothing, but you was in the position to add something to Melo.
And we did.
We're not even there yet.
What we needed last year. What we needed last year. We needed a point guard.
Point guard.
We needed a point guard last year. We have a point guard.
We made. Hold on, see. We made the bad decision after we got Melo. The Melo trade wasn't the problem because we still have flexibility and options to do other things. We jacked that up.
So why we keep on talking about that kind of stuff? Let that junk go, man.
Yeah, no, I agree.
We talking about right now, man. We got a point guard. That's all we needed from last year. We needed a point guard. We were using a shooting guard for a point guard. Now we got Bronson. We jumping. Hold on. We talking about more Mitchell than Bronson. We not even celebrating Bronson coming here. We celebrating Mitchell.
Exactly.
And he's not
you
even
want a
here.
happy ending. You want a nice bedtime story to tuck you in.
Man.
That's what you want, right?
No, yeah, but you're talking bad about something that you don't even know what kind of benefits we're going to get from it yet. Like you have to have enough insight and optimism about what he's going to bring. Because it's not just about what he's going to personally bring on the court. It's what he's going to help facilitate two of our other potential stars to become.
Okay,
he's
so
going to be taking
a
lot of pressure. He's going to be taking a lot of pressure off of Randle and Barrett as far as bringing the ball up and having to facilitate other people. They don't have because Kemba. Hold on, man. Because Kemba Walker was literally the reason we didn't make the playoffs last year. He was literally the reason. If you look at the analytics on why of all the games we lost and the time that he played with us, we actually would have made the playoffs. Because without Kemba, we were a positive net team. Net rating team.
I got a question to that.
Hold on, everybody.
Because if we had Brunson last year,
Hold it, Dre. Hold on, man. Y'all gonna make me start having to moderate. And one at a time, man. Just chill out. We got plenty of time. We ain't going nowhere. Paris Duggar, thank you for the generous contribution. Paris Duggar says, do we ever get the ping pong balls like Cleveland or Minnesota? Paris Duggar, I agree with you. Even that's a rhetorical question. Notice he asked a question and there was no question mark at the end. Opening it up to asking somebody specific, right? We appreciate that. Coach, go ahead and finish. And when Coach finished, Sha, go ahead after Coach, and then Dre, you can go ahead after them. We just gonna do it.
So my whole point,
but Sha, I said go ahead, Coach.
Oh, my fault.
And then Sha Sha after that, and then that way we won't cut nobody off. Go ahead, Coach.
Like my bad. You guys don't understand, like. I'm not saying Derrick Rose is the answer at all, but he represented competent point guard play for this team when he played and when he was healthy. And I'm not saying we have to count on him specifically, but what he represented last year was a guard, and it could be nameless. It doesn't have to be Derrick Rose. It don't even have to be Brunson. Just a point guard that plays the position like it's supposed to be played in the NBA, okay? At a positive light. Just with that alone, we were a playoff team last year. I know it's crazy to say out loud to some of y'all, but the numbers show it. If you look at the games we had normal to good point guard play, we had good efficiency. But when we didn't, we were horrible because we were counting on a small forward, Burks, to play point guard, and then when that failed, we were counting on our small forward who had to do some point guard duties, and our power forward who had to take over some point guard type duties, and it made the things that they're supposed to do for us less and less efficient because they had too much of a load on their shoulders as far as all the things they had to do that other guys didn't do. So to me, we're not as far away as now. We're not the 8 seed or the 7 seed or nothing crazy, I don't think, but I think we're going to be more competitive than we give ourselves credit for. And that's not being a homer. That's not being delusional. It's simple analytics. And if you look at what's going on with the team.
All right.
Yes,
all right. First of all, this is Madison Square Garden, where we have won the championship since the 70s, where the Garden gets sold out every night. So first of all, we deserve to win. That's just for one. Just for them hard fans that go out and pay their money just for mediocrity. That's for one. Like, they deserve to win. They deserve to go up to superstars like Donovan Mitchell. They pay their hard-earned money. Second of all, like, I don't understand the last part, Coach. I'm not disagreeing with you saying, but like, why to get excited about mediocrity? Because like, that's why I wouldn't have. If my point was to have a point guard like Jalen Brunson to come to our team and just make us a 10 seed, I mean, I would never even come out with that analogy, because you're not wrong, but is that better? No, we're not ascending. That's not ascending. I need to ascend. I want to go up.
But we didn't make the playoffs last year.
Coach,
it is ascending.
Hey, Coach,
you talk.
Yeah. My bad. Go ahead.
We're not ascending. Ascending is going up by year. When you go from a 4th seed to a 10 seed, that is decreasing terribly bad. Like, terribly, terribly, terribly bad. So at the same time, my whole point to you, all I was just saying is basically, like, Jalen Brunson just come here, and in his career, he never even averaged over 7 assists. So I don't really get the facilitating part. And a guy that never ever been an all-star to come help us to get to whatever. I'm just tired of mediocrity, and I'm not disputing your points. You just made a point just to say we're not going to be a 7th or 8th seed. Like, that's as a man or as people, that's not confident. That's not happy. You should want your team to at least compete, and that's all I ask for. I just feel like we're going backwards into a lottery, and that's it.
All right. I'm gonna bring in Dre real quick. Dre, what's good, bro?
Yo, I'm good. What up?
Yeah.
I'm of the one to thinking like it's not the end of the world. We are ascending. It may not be to the speed that we might like it to be in New York, but if we think RJ is who we think he is, if we think Randle will regress back to his mean, which may not be all-star level, but is a relatively productive player that's efficient. If we think Jalen Brunson, which I know he is, he's ascending as a player, I don't see us regressing to the point where we're the embarrassment of the league and it's the end of the world. We might be a playing team because the East just got better, but I don't see us being an embarrassment. I don't see us just falling off the face of the earth. I'm trying to think what's Shaw's end game? Like what does Shaw actually think is supposed to happen if just because we don't get Donovan? Like, I feel like the way it's set up, someone's going to want out, and we still have relatively the most assets in the league besides OKC, and ain't nobody really going over there. So it's not the end of the world, but we also have to like bide our time again. And we just delayed. The only thing I have an issue is we delayed this progress by 2 years by hiring Tibbs. Like, we would have, the whole process that the Memphis Grizzlies had happened expedited. It was expedited because they didn't take shortcuts. And we just kept taking shortcuts trying to compete, like purposeless, like aimlessly with journeyman vets, and it was just a waste of time. That's all I said.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm gonna bring in Wiz. Wiz, what's good, bro?
What's up, gents?
Hey man, we couldn't even get, man. We was talking all over each other for a minute, man. That was crazy, man. I know, man. Yeah.
Now there are like 4 takes, and most of them are not totally off. Even Shaw Gunner, which is the first one that I agree with him, but disagree at the same time. Tibbs is actually a coach who can develop. But because of his time frame where he is in his life, I think that's what's affecting him from developing. So he's thinking with now because he only has 3 to 5 years left in his probably in coaching career, although he may be more optimistic about that. So I'm going to say Tibbs can develop, but he's not because right now he needs to set his legacy. And I think that it's tough for him to go, I want to spend 3 more years raising some youth. So I'm not saying he's off, but I do think Tibbs is the wrong man, only because of where he is in his life, not where he is as a coach or his skill set as a coach, even though I have some other flaws with him. Optimism and realism. Man, I don't think we're being pessimistic. By the way, I'm the ultimate optimist, man. I look at everything as half full, glass half full. But I don't think it's being pessimistic to think that the team we got right now, and they're not making the move or getting Donovan, which is not even Donovan. It's the idea of Donovan, of getting a star. It's that, but you go back. It's the idea of not getting Lonzo last year or not getting KD year before, whatever it is. It's the idea of not getting those guys that makes our front office look weak and our team be at a place where we're like, we're ascending 10 spots. Oh, no, this is the garden, man. I don't look at this. I don't look at ascending or descending if we're not a top 4 team looking at potential conference finals. That's where I want to be. So anything below that is a failure. I'm a Yankee fan. We don't win the World Series. We lost. We had a bad season.
Boy.
I'm a Yankee fan.
Really? You talking to me about Yankees?
Not a Met fan. Okay.
Really, man?
I'm just saying. I mean, if we don't win the World Series this year, we're in a bad year. We're in a bad year, okay? I mean, I'm happy. Yeah, I like the competition. I like watching a good team. I like watching my boy Judge hit some home runs. And again, I would love the Knicks to be competitive and have some actually excitement in the Garden. I'm in LA, so when they come out here, I would love to get a suite and fly you all out here and come to to LA, come to the crypto.com arena. And we all have
oh jeez. What are we talking
take you guys to Malibu and stuff, get you guys some sunlight on the beach in December when it's 75 degrees in December. I would love for you guys to come roll out here. But when I get the Bucks, I'll be doing that.
I feel you, man. But the whole LA thing, man, it makes me want to throw up. Let me get Don P in here real quick.
All right.
Hey, Don P, how you doing, brother?
Yo, it's good, Freezy. How's it going, Wisdom? Hey,
good. It's good to see you, bro. How you been?
It's good to see y'all too. Both of y'all said some prolific things. You, Freezy, in particular, last night, and you, Wisdom, just now. Let me start with you, Uncle Freeze. You said something along the lines of, instead of focusing on the kids, they focused on the Donovan Mitchell sweepstakes for 2 months. And that right there, that's telling. That's why I'm on the fence when it comes to Leon Rose. I'm not super high on him. I'm not super low on him. But he has developed a reputation for not being fleeced when it comes to trades. So like that right there, I admire him for that. And I think that in terms of us just building a culture, we have to have some sense of stability in order to build some form of a culture. You can't have different regimes coming in every 2 years or every 3 years and expect for us to build some type of culture where everybody has different mindsets, especially with coaches. So we have to build some type of culture. Thibs, he's gonna have to shake that reputation of being stubborn when it comes to winning. And this is why you said something prolific, Wisdom, because yes, he only has but so much time left. And in NBA, you're judged by how many wins you get and your legacy. And I just hope that Thibs and Leon come to this understanding that, Thibs, you're going to be here for a while. I need for you to develop the young guys. If we shall lose and if we don't compete, that's cool. I just need to see progress within the young guys. And I need to see some type of culture that's being built, starting from the ground up. Like, it takes a culture, it takes a system, and it takes building off of a foundation. You need to draft based on those 3 things. You need to pick out free agency based on those 3 things. You need to trade based on these 3 things. You can't just grab anybody and say, oh man, he could score this much points, he get buckets. Yo, we need him. No. How's his character? And I'm not saying that's Donovan Mitchell. I'm just saying in general. How's his character? Does he fit our culture? Does he fit the system? Does he fit like that? That has to matter. And I'll land my plane there.
Okay. All right. Hey, you gonna be around for a minute?
Yeah, I'm gonna be around. Around.
Okay. All right. Let me bring in Jay. Jay, hey, listen, man. I understand where you're coming from. I feel like I'm in the same boat as you. I hadn't relayed my feelings as eloquently as you did, but I do feel hurt as a Knicks fan, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I do feel hurt as a Knicks fan. I do feel like now, and this is me not moderating. This is me being a real live person. I do feel like all hope is lost now. Like, what are we doing? Like, I want to see the kids. I want to see them play the kids. I disagree with some stuff, right? I do think Tibbs can develop young talent, though. Tibbs took a third-year Derrick Rose and turned him into the league MVP. Tibbs developed Jimmy Butler, right? Tibbs developed Joakim Noah, right? Tibbs can develop young talent. The thing about that sentence is talent, right? Ooh. That's the thing about the sentence, talent. Like, people say Tibbs can't develop young talent, but then when they look at the roster, you don't see like one guy jump off the page, right? And so what I'm saying is you gotta give Tom Thibodeau time to figure out who can do what, right? Because he's only had 1 year with McBride, Grimes, and Sims. He only had 1 year with them. He only had 2 years with Obi and Quick. And one of them was in a playoff year where he couldn't play him, right? Because they were trying to make a run in the playoffs. And the other year was an injury-prone, random year with a whole bunch of. Just give Tibbs some time where he can just play Obi and Quick without everything being in the state of flux, right?
Yeah.
Is Tibbs the guy? Now, listen, if Tibbs don't show you he willing to do that in like the first 15, 20 games, I say hurry up and get him out of here before he ruin these kids. Because the last thing we need is for another set of first-round picks to be ruined, right? Because we that's what we do. We ruin first-round picks. Right, but I want to thank you for at least being open about the way that you feel, and not come from the bravado stance of yo. Nah, I appreciate it. I'm gonna read this super chat, bro, and then I want you to get back on.
Yeah.
So Paris Duggar, thank you for the generous contribution. Paris Duggar says, "Are you sure Donovan is still better than Brunson? Are you sure Garland is better than RJ quickly? Or Mobley over Randle, Obi, or Jarrett Allen over Mitch and Sims?" I understand when you come. I feel confident that yes, in all those situations, but just the comparison alone makes the conversation worth having. Yeah, Jay, my bad, man.
So, it's where do I start? Leon Rose laid out his plan to get Donovan Mitchell, right? And all I keep hearing when everybody comes on and they say, "Oh, well, I'm happy we didn't get fleeced." And no, don't thank Leon Rose. Thank Danny Ainge we didn't get fleeced. Because Danny Ainge didn't give Leon Rose the chance to top that offer.
Right.
Or else the conversation today will be different. You'll have half the crowd happy we got Donovan.
Jay, hold on. Let me stop you right there. I'm sorry. You just said, and then Jay, let me just say this real quick. Let me give you your flowers. You are the first person in Knicks universe to say what you just said. And as soon as you said it, me and Wisdom was like, "What did he just say?"
Because nobody's paying attention to the news. Everybody's faces.
So you said that we shouldn't thank Leon Rose. We should thank Donovan. I mean, we should thank Danny Ainge for not allowing Leon Rose to fleece himself.
Basically.
I ain't heard that.
Yo, put it like this, right? They had no problem trading their lottery pick this year named Agbaji. Well, we've been over the summer. That's the reason Quentin Grimes left Kansas. People forget about that. That dude was pushing Grimes, right? They had no problems including him. So we traded our 11th pick, and we set ourselves up for this particular reason. So this was his game plan, and it blew up in his face.
Wow.
So now that it blew up in your face, you want to talk about our building a young core, but you just let the 11th pick in this past draft just walk out the door for what?
Right.
You know what I mean? And you was here this summer, Freeze. We went over it. We went over X's and O's. I am very happy with Brunson. We talked about his impact. So it's not about, oh, we finally got a point guard. Yeah, we got a point guard. He's very good. He's a very good player. But it feels different today talking about Brunson with Mitchell and with the rest of the pieces that's left over versus Brunson and what we got now. It feels different.
Okay.
And this is why I told you I feel hurt that I don't know where we're going because, like I told you, Orlando's going to pass us up soon, or they already did. Detroit's going to pass us up soon, or they already did. And all these other teams, Houston's going to pass us up soon, even though they're different conferences. But these are teams that were bad, that are not going to be good eventually. And we're just like, okay, we're happy with like, hey, we got a point guard. Maybe we'll make the play-in.
Right.
But we won't be good enough to make that trade because Leon Rose won't do it. But we won't be bad enough to be in the lotto to get this talent that we need. So this is why I said, like, yeah, Brunson is a nice bedtime story that makes you go to sleep happy. But I'm not happy. I want to win. I'm not content with being mediocre. In the NBA, that's not how you win.
Okay.
What Leon Rose is doing enough not to get fired.
Right. Let me do this, Jay. Thank you for that, man. I appreciate it. I'm gonna bring in Hardwell right quick. Hey, Hardwell, you still there, bro?
Yeah, I'm here, bro. It's good.
Yeah, man. I had to separate us just for a minute, man, so that everybody can get their points across. You know, I my preference is having the panel be wide open. You know what I'm saying? But man, sometimes when we get passionate about our points, bro,
Shit, I understand. I'm surprised I wasn't in the chaos because I normally be trying to yell sometimes, but I understand.
Yeah, man.
I just fall back, you know what I'm saying? But he just made some good points. And I feel the same way because I said it earlier, I just said it a little different, that they signed RJ after the fact when Leon Rose heard that Cleveland was about to get Spider. That means that he didn't know what was going on. So he definitely got a point what he just said because people is just giving credit and they're not even paying attention to what they saying, how it went down.
Right.
And like I said earlier, it was the offer that people saying he turned down when the market was crazy. All of that you got to look at and then see how it played out. You know what I'm saying? I feel we can move on, but another good point Jay said was that it's just about like how you feel. Like now we just go on hoping for another player. It's the same thing again. Like, and when you have opportunity to get a player that we know is better than a lot of players that may become available, then this is when us as knowing we should have made the move for real makes us feel like what's going on here? Like we just the same old Knicks, same old, you know what I'm saying? And these type of opportunities don't come often because they say it all the time. When do superstars always become available? And this rare situation happened, and we have the money to do it and picks to do it, and we don't do it. So that's my reason for dragging it and feeling the way Jay feel and you feel too. I can explain for myself. I've been a Knicks fan longer than some of these guys. Some of these guys is my son age, you know what I'm saying? So they don't understand the dynamic on how long this really been going on. You know what I'm saying? This is not just about, you know, oh, he getting picks, he doing this. Pay attention to the moves. You move out of the draft, and now we talking about development. Freezy played the video the other day and broke down his key words.
Right.
Developing and playoffs. That don't even really go together.
My man said the main goal, the main goal is making the playoffs. Remember that? He said the primary goal, the ultimate goal is making the playoffs, right? So if the making the playoffs was the primary goal, the only goal, that means development was never a part of the equation.
And he said that in the same sentence. He said, and I have to develop these guys. And that's why I said that don't make sense. Sometimes you sacrifice in the playoffs. This is why we mentioned the Detroits and the other teams, because they did that. So when we see it in real time, Why the players that's the same age as our players looking better? That's going to be because why? I've been stressing real-time minutes months ago.
Right.
Why they have to be playing? No, you don't always develop a player in real-time hard will. Tibbs is developing. Y'all hear people saying this all the time when that's not true. The only way you can develop the way we're developing, like I said earlier, if you have players in front of these guys that's moving the needle so they could get the real experience, playoffs and all. But if they're not, what are they sitting for? Now you want them to come out because now we go in a different direction. So you're going to have to let them play through their mistakes now. And this puts us a step behind where we would have been if you would have did that earlier. And that's always been my point on how is that developing, bro? It just don't make sense to me. And I'm happy we got Brunson, but like Jay said as well, he's talking about competing, y'all. He's not talking about having conversation. And when we ask the people who say, but we okay, you know how I always get them? What seed are we? Who's playing the 2? And then they get dumbfounded. You get what I'm saying? Right. You know, cool. If y'all willing to wait 3 years to hope Quickly, Grimes, and Obi is going to be it, then cool. That's y'all. And one more last thing I want to say. The difference how you know when you compare how you build the foundation, right? You have to have foundational pieces. And that's what Donovan Mitchell would have been. Yeah, like Jay said, RJ could be a foundational piece, but we got people already agreeing that he's not looking like a perennial superstar. He's looking like a all-star, possibly. You know what I'm saying? So you need more foundational pieces and sustain a playoff run before you talk championships. And that's my real point on it.
Okay, I'm gonna bring everybody back in the chat, man. We got about 20 minutes left. Hey, thank y'all for being super patient with us. We had to do it that way so that everybody can get their opinions out without being interrupted, man. I appreciate y'all being patient with me, man. Right? Here's the thing. Here's the thing that we need to adjust going forward. Like with these training camp battles and all this stuff, what is the future of the New York Knicks? Can somebody tell us what the future of the Knicks says?
Wow.
As it looks like now, it's perpetually 1 foot out, 1 foot in, trying to fake compete. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, we're doing the hokey pokey.
We're doing the fake competing thing as long as Tibbs is here, as long as his front office is here. Because, like you said, Leon said we want to make the playoffs. So at the end of the day, Leon is treating it like a business because the Knicks making the playoffs is the most profitable move at the moment. And the long-term move isn't really making the playoffs. It's figuring out the question marks in the youth and then figuring out what to put around the youth to make them more productive. But we're not really trying that. We're just trying to expedite the whole process to just get good enough just to make the playoffs, just to say that we're a playoff team. Just to get
so then now you know how I feel. Yeah, I know how I feel then. That's exactly how I feel.
But like, I understand that, Jay. I feel that. But even if we did get Donovan Mitchell, we would be kind of like in the same place, but with a star.
Yeah, but you're on the same timeline. You're on the same timeline, and you're able to still. It's like what Harwell put it at best, right? If you want to sit here and say we're going to develop our kids, then you know what you will do? Your starting lineup should be RJ, Cam Reddish, and Obi Toppin, because those three guys give you the best chance to hit on something. And then once you hit on something, you're going to build the one around that one something, and you know where to go. But you're not going to see the best of RJ if he's playing third fiddle. You're not going to see Cam Reddish is what he can be if he's playing behind Fournier. You're not going to see what Grimes can do in his proper role, which should be one of the first guards off the bench playing 20, 25, 30 minutes, playing all over the place. We're not going to see that because now we're going to put these guys in a place where they don't need to be. And we're going to be, once this regime is done and they're gone, we're going to still be in the same place because we're not going to know where all these guys are. It's an argument about last offseason. Play these kids so we can at least know what they are, so we can at least have some questions answered, so we can know how to move forward. So if Tibbs is not the guy, he stumped all these guys. The guys go to other places and they blow up. It's going to blow up back in our face. And we're going to be on the same cycle, go back in the lottery, hopefully another 4 or 5 years to find this talent and rebuild again, and hopefully we don't do the same mistakes that we're doing now.
But how was this Tibbs' fault? Tibbs wasn't the one pounding the table.
It's not Tibbs' fault at all. It's
no. I'm speaking to the conversation, not to you, bro. I'm just speaking to the conversation. So how was it Tibbs' fault? Hey, man, listen. Tom Thibodeau don't search out players like Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier, right? My bad, Jay. Yeah, Jay.
No, it's all good. If Leon Rose hired Tibbs and we had a roster full of young guys, Tibbs knew what the deal was when he came to New York. If Leon Rose gave them more young players, Tibbs has no choice but to coach those guys because those are the players on his team. When Leon Rose went out and started adding more pieces, and those pieces he added didn't really work for Tibbs, it doesn't really fall on Tibbs because he's playing the players that his boss gave him, the Kembas and the Fourniers.
Right. No, I would say this to the Tibbs versus young kids thing. Every head coaching stop that Tibbs has been at has had a bunch of young kids in it. Whether it's the young Chicago Bulls that had a rookie Taj Gibson, a young Keith Bolt, I'm not a young Keith Bogus, but a young Derrick Rose, a young Heinrich Maneuver, all those young Bulls teams were very young. And then he left and went to Minnesota, and they had a Wiggins, a Levine, a Karl Anthony Towns as their best three young players, right? And the point guard that was wound up eventually a bust.
Done.
Yeah, Chris Dunn. Yeah, even Chris Dunn was there, right? And then he comes to the Knicks, and then he's got young kids all over the place here. It's not like Tom Thibodeau was ever adverse to coaching young kids, right? Or even playing them, because R.J. Barrett and Mitchell Robinson this year played a bunch of minutes. Obi Toppin played 17 minutes. Grimes played 17 minutes. Quickly played 23 minutes. These young kids will play. The only thing though, and it's just like me asking coach to babysit. I'm like, Coach, can you babysit? Coach like, geez. Yeah, I'll babysit. But then when I show up,
my butt wiping days are over.
But then when Coach, when you thinking I'm bringing like 1 or 2 kids and I show up with 9 kids, you're like, oh, wait a minute. You said
you didn't say that.
Yeah. There's a difference. There's a difference between it, man. And listen,
that's a good point, Freezy. It really is.
I appreciate everybody being super patient this morning, man. Everybody's been super passionate this morning, and for the sake of the listeners getting to hear everybody's point, bro, that was huge. Go ahead, Coach. I felt like you had something to say before we started that, but I just wanted to make sure we separated everybody so that everybody can
I mean, I got cut off kind of at the part where, and it's not that I'm satisfied with the play-in or the 8th seed or whatever. Of course, I want to go all the way with it. Okay, but compared to what we had last year, I mean, the 2 years ago was an anomaly. You know what I'm saying? But we unfortunately didn't take advantage of the build from that point. Like, we ruined the comeback off of that. Like, the Kemba Walker thing blew up in our face, and if that was prime Kemba and he played kind of how we did in his prime, we might be having a different conversation right now. You know what I'm saying? So we took 1 step forward, now we're taking 2 steps back. So when you look at compared to last season, it is an upward trajectory if we have, because tied into the improvement everyone else in the East has had. If we could still be in the mix and be talked about as a competitive, playoffs, higher seed in the playoffs, then that's a positive compared to last season. It's not something I'm settling for or I'm going to be satisfied with, but it's a step in the quote unquote right direction. Okay. So that's what I'm pounding the table about. Like we can't. That's a problem with Knicks fans. We want to go from the bottom to all the way in one breath. So doing it right, because it's the old saying that nothing's good that comes easy, right? So And it's just like for us dudes like you and I, that we've gained some weight over the years. You know what I'm saying? It's taken a lot. It's taken a lot of years to put on that weight and get out of shape.
Yeah.
There ain't no fast. You got to put in that work to lose the weight. To get better, to get sexy again, bring sexy back. You know what I'm saying? So if we want to bring sexy back to New York, it's gonna take time. It's not something that we can wave the magic wand and LeBron's gonna show up or KD is gonna show up. You know what I'm saying? So that's the point I was smoothing out before.
Hey, so I gotta get out of here on that note to get some work done. And Coach, I know you gotta leave here in a few minutes too. So thank y'all everybody for coming through, rocking with us. I ain't gonna say everybody's name because I'll probably forget somebody accidentally.
Get me later about that draft.
Thank you everybody for coming out and hanging out with us. Make sure y'all check out the merch store. The merch store is fire. We put a couple of things in the merch store. I laugh every time I go in there. So check out the merch store.
Love everybody. I gotta head out.
And check out the audio podcast and all that stuff. We'll holler at y'all later, man. Peace, y'all.